right, yo, welcome back. We about to get into these topics. Welcome to the show. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's get into it.
Yes, sir.
All righty.
What we got
So our first topic is going to be that I noticed about like how we vote in our system as far as the I gotta say it, like how like black people vote. You know, I don't want to get nobody confused. I am neither a Republican or a Democrat because I believe both sides are corrupt as fuck in some way, shape, or form. But
true.
I believe black people do have to do their own research when it comes to voting. We cannot go in there and just hit all blue. Even if you're a Republican, we cannot go in there and just hit all red. You can, but then it's like, you know, are you really making a found choice when you vote? But in particular, when it comes to black people, the Democrats are masters at playing politics. Why? Because they use racism and they sprinkle that shit on everything. Popcorn, sandwiches, pancakes, cars, basketball. It made its way into our sports system, you know, but they spoon feed that shit to black people, and we eat that shit up every time.
Did you say chicken wings?
Chicken wings, man, It don't even make any sense. And, you know, I think, you know, it just goes down to like whenever you're having a conversation with your alderman, your mayor, or your governor, like when you ask them a tough question, we see that shit all the time. And then you be like, ooh, shit, that was a good ass question. I wonder how he's going to answer it. Then they be like, you know, well, the only reason why the guns here in the city of Chicago is because the red states are bringing in guns into our blue states. And I'm like, Mayor Brandon Johnson, like, come on, man. Like,
He actually said that.
yeah, he actually says like the only reason why we have guns and stuff in our state is because they're being brought in by the red states. However he worded, you know, go look up the video.
Yeah, it was close.
Yeah.
It was either white people or red states.
Yeah, I'm like, why are you making?
That's wild.
Like, it don't even make any sense. So it just.
My take is this. Nowadays, I don't even give a fuck. I don't care what people know or what they don't know because everybody's so emotional. And if you present a fact to whether it's a Republican or a Democrat, they're so involved and to this point where it's cult-like mentality. It's like they're so involved, even if they're presented with the facts, they're not going to care. So to me, it's like now we're just looking at games that are being played. So to me, it's not about Republican or Democrat, right or wrong. It's about the game that's being played and how the people are going about playing it, meaning the public and the voters that are got all this emotion to have this game played on them. And you choose to do that. So right now, I don't care. I don't care what people vote. I don't care what people talk about when they talk about politics. Because just like us, I mean, we don't know what we're talking about because we don't have all the facts. Plus, how it's being played, we will never know. So at this stage, we are all spectators of this fucked up ass game, and it is what it is.
Yeah, it's gonna stay like that unless we start, you know, being more like involved in actually getting into office. It's like we'll never know what's actually going on until we actually in those rooms, and you know they'll come out here and tell us whatever the hell they want us to hear, and whatever they think that we want to hear, and then we're gonna move accordingly. But until or unless we're actually in that room, it's all just the game. And to your original statement as far as like, how black people tend to vote, is like, hell, the Democrats, they pretty much locked that up. Yeah. As far as in their point of view, it's like, hey, they've got it to the point where they're comfortable going on TV and saying, if you don't vote for me because I'm a Democrat and you ain't black.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's how comfortable.
Oh, you mean Joe Biden?
Yeah. It's like, that's how comfortable they are.
That's real.
That, that they have black people's vote no matter what, that they can get on TV and say that shit with confidence and really get no backlash and still get voted.
Yeah. For. Still good. Yeah. And nigga wasn't even mentally stable.
Remember Obama got on TV and he was criticizing black people because we wasn't voting for, I'm sorry, not me, but black people wasn't voting for Harris. I wouldn't Like, how can you
Yeah.
get on TV to try to criticize black people because we wasn't pushing a notion? You know, I'm sorry, not myself, but black people wasn't pushing a notion.
Yeah, I don't even carry that name tag no more. Y'all can have my black card back. As a matter of fact, I returned my shit. My credit score went up. So I honestly don't care. That whole mentality of this black mentality, and even watching it, you know, that's one thing that I give Trump credit on, is for you were paying attention. It's not so much the politics as it is the light that he shined on this game, as to show it. It's like, these niggas not serious. They were never serious. And that's why he's able to do the things that he's doing now, like making fun of them and the shit that he said. I used to think it was childish, but the things that he said in the past about other politicians, but in actuality, he was just shining the light to say this game is not serious at all. I came from a TV background, media background. I already hung out with all the superstars. He already did that shit. And a lot of people don't know, is like, this dude started off as a Democrat. So he was one of them. And everybody loved him when he was one of them. The second, he became a racist when he said, and he told everybody, the only way I can win at this game is if I run as a Republican. And that's what he did. And he was right. And then all of a sudden, he's the biggest racist, and you know, all this other bullshit.
Yeah, used to.
Yeah, but I mean, he plays into that, and it's not like he.
Yeah, but he knows that he's playing a game. Though.
Right,
This is different.
it's like,
he's not taking this shit serious. He's probably taking the shit that he can do serious, but he's not taking these people serious.
Yeah, but I'm my only pushback is that, like, you know, when people say, you know, call him a racist or say that, you know, things that he says is racist, it's like, it's not that they're wrong. It's just that he knows it and he's doing it. He's playing into it. It's like they don't, you know, just because they're maybe like responding based off of, you know, emotion. Like, oh, that's racist. That's racist. It's like, yeah, some of the shit he say is racist, but it ain't like he doesn't realize that. I feel like this is just another role, another gig for him to. You know,
do you think you guys think the word Democrat and Republican have gotten so powerful to where, as long as, hey, if a Democrat says it, because I see all the videos out there of people trying to play these little trick or moments on people, and they be like, hey, did you hear such and such said this? Oh, that's racist. Oh, I'm sorry. A matter of fact, a Democrat said that. And then they'll try to be like, oh, well, you know.
Try to justify it.
They'll try to justify it. I know both sides, you know, do the same thing. But then it's like, you know, is that the new white versus black or Democrat versus Republican? Because as soon as somebody, you can have a cordial conversation with somebody. As soon as they say you're a Democrat or you're a Republican, they'll feel like, oh, this guy's racist. Or this guy or this girl racist. Or you're against America. Or... That's what it kind of feels like.
I think it's way past politics now. Yeah, it's not even about it's not even about politics anymore. It's tribal. And I feel like I might have mentioned that in our last episode. It's a team sport now. It's not even about, you know, what you stand for or, you know, what you believe in or your values or anything like that. It's not about that anymore. It's about what color tie you got on. And if your tie is different than my tie, then you're the enemy.
Right.
It's not even they don't. It's as soon as you disagree with somebody, you hate me. You don't want me to exist anymore. Everything is so tribalized. Yeah. It ain't about politics. It ain't about Democrats and Republicans. It's about, do you agree with what I'm saying? And if you don't, then you're the enemy.
Yeah, and then it's like you try to hold that notions or try to justify some things, but then as soon as you hear the word Republican, Democrat, or conservative, liberal, it's just like, oh, you believe in this, or you know, like even down to the whole, what is the I guess where everybody make the same money? What is that? Where everybody make the same money, everybody get the
socialism.
Same socialism. Like, man, like why do we
communism?
Like communism or something like that? Like, no, we all can't make the same money. If I come out with an invention, yes, that helps everybody in the world, I should get paid for it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, or if I have a big giant business and I employ thousands of employees, like, no, I shouldn't get paid the same as the manager I hired. I'm the CEO, like, I'm, you know, or whatever the case may be. But you know, but
boy, you gonna say something? You gonna respond, Gary?
Oh no, I was when you were talking earlier, I was just going to say it's gotten to the point now. Everybody just has a cult mentality, and that's all it is. Republicans is a cult, Democrat is a cult, Independents is a cult. Because whenever you get to the degree where people are at now, and as far as like they want to resort to violence and stuff like that, I'm like, people do that shit in the cult. I mean, you're right, it's tribalism, same thing. But it's to the degree now where people don't even care if they come out and tell you that, hey, you know, I want to see this dude dead. It's crazy is that, and like you were saying, D, it's like they'll have an excuse for it, or they're willing to defend it if it's on their team. So the guy in Virginia that's running for, I believe he's running for like it's not the governor, he's running for the mayor. This dude, Jay Jones. This dude sent out a text in a group message talking about he wanted to see the former speaker. He wanted to see him and his kids murdered in front of his wife and the kid's mother. He sent out a text, and he just so happened to send it, and it was a Republican lady that was in that group chat, and she responded like, hey, you know, I got these messages. Wouldn't suggest sending these out, and that's some kind of crazy shit to say. And dude doubled down on it. Like, yeah, you know, fuck
in
him.
the text message?
Yeah, he told her, he's like, if it was Hitler, Pol Pot, and this dude in a room, and you only had 2 bullets, this guy would give both bullets. Wow. Meaning that you leave Pol Pot and Hitler alive. But he texted this out. But the thing is that, but if you to take that, and out of all this shit that Democrats are talking, same thing with Trump. He said, hey, grab a girl by the you know what, and that was in a private conversation, same thing, but he's just talking about grabbing a female, which, you know, due to that lifestyle, I'm sure he lived it, but that's nowhere near the fallout that he got from that versus a dude saying that he would want to see somebody kids wiped out in front of their parents. I was like, that's some sick shit.
Yeah, that's real.
And nobody says anything about it, but to how, like you said, they have defense for it. And they having a governor's race as well. And a governor that's running as a Democrat was asked this by a black Republican lady who's running for the governorship. And when she asked her, girl said absolutely nothing. She's like, out of all the shit the Democrats talk about violence, and we're supposed to be the side of violence, and if you take a look back at the last 5 months, all the shit that happened has been on the left side. They've been violent. And you got a dude running for the mayorship straight out saying this shit, and ain't nobody going to come out and say this is wrong. That's where we're at today as a society, and this is why I don't give a shit about any of it.
Yeah, you know, and it does go down to like even the like the news media, you know. Watch multiple channels. Don't just only watch Fox News, ABC, like MSNBC, like something like
all them channels.
Yeah, it's just
defunct anyway.
Right.
Yeah, it's just like that. It don't even make any sense because you know that's where you get all your news from. Well, at least you know most moderate people. Now we just going to social media and you get news so fast. It's like every day something new, or you know. But do you think people are actively, generally? Because I see it on social media, like they actively sharing like, hey, this is racist, blah, blah, blah. I'm mad every day. And they're just pushing that notion, like, this is racist, this is racist. Well, no, or I got a problem with this, or this is getting on my nerve, or Trump this, or, you know, this, that. But then it's like, do you think they, you know, they get, I got to use Trump, man. Like, do you think Trump derangement syndrome exists?
Oh, that shit is real.
What's that?
Trump derangement syndrome. That shit is real.
I think it's like, it don't. Okay, so I'm not naive enough to believe that there's no people out here, you know, with, you know, malicious intent based on race. But at the same time, it's like, man, it's just like if you go looking for something, you're gonna find it. If you go looking for racism in every single aspect of life, you're going to find it.
Take those glasses off.
Yeah. So, it's just like, why move through life with that? You know, with them glasses on.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. Fuck them people too, because you're trying to explain something that people are just naturally ignorant to, and they're not going to see it. I don't care how you break it down. I'm tired of explaining shit to people because they're not. It's like a crackhead. It's there until you want help. Mm-hmm. So in any addiction that you have, people are addicted to being fucking stupid. So any addiction that you have, is up to you that day for you to be like, I need help. I'm going to get out of this. Therefore, I'm going to look for help. You can't be helped. So trying to explain to people that everything is not racist, man, fuck you. You know what? Suffer the rest of your life thinking everybody hates you because of race. Yeah. Instead of people just realizing that, hey, you know what? I just don't fucking like you. End of story.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's all kinds of different ways.
Like, I know I brought up the Trump derangement syndrome, but do you think it's getting a little bit? Because half the time I'll be like, nah, I don't believe that. You know, like you said, like he just plays into it, or I don't think I ever heard. Well, have Trump said something about that, or
about what?
Derangement syndrome, or being obsessed with him, or he has, right?
I don't know.
I don't know, but I honestly, it's like I went back and did my homework to find out when he did say something racist. And I was like, I still haven't found it. I didn't find it in the Mexico comments. I was like, I didn't find it.
Well, so, I mean, that's all subjective. Like what you may feel is racist based on your experience may be different than other people's.
But like what I'm trying to get at is the Tylenol thing, right? Mm-hmm. Hey, don't take Tylenol. It's not good for you. I understand Trump is not a doctor, but clearly he's not going to really go out there and say something that doctors are not recommending.
So
but
what exactly did he say? Because
don't take Tylenol while you're pregnant. You know, all that other, you know, with RFK behind him, you know, not saying anything because he gonna say it in a professional way. But then you have women online posting videos of them taking who knows what milligrams of Tylenol while they're pregnant, and they was posting it 5 days in a row.
I don't understand what the point of that is.
It don't make any sense.
Because has that always been a thing?
Yes.
Tylenol,
like, to not take Tylenol while you're pregnant?
Yes. So, Tylenol made a statement back in like 2017 saying, we don't recommend taking any of our products.
It's always been
pregnant. Like, that's what I'm saying.
Box
I'm like, that's always been a thing to my knowledge. Like,
it's always been a thing.
But people were jumping like, that's just the tip of the iceberg.
I think that's like just one branch on that tree of tribalism that I was just talking about. If Donald Trump say it, then everybody who votes Democrat is going to find a problem with it.
You had a post that came out online. I'm not sure if you guys saw this. A post that came out online where somebody said, Trump said oxygen is good for you. Breathe oxygen in the air. And then there were videos online of people going outside recording themselves trying not to breathe air. You see any of that crazy shit?
I ain't seen no dumb shit like that.
That's because people are fucking stupid. That's why I don't even give a shit no more.
Yeah,
that's just the dumbest shit.
I like the fact that aspirin has always been fucked up, and I think Cat Williams said it best in this joke when he was like, "Go ahead and take 12 motherfucking aspirin."
I bet your ass
see if you got a headache.
That'd be your last headache.
But it's like that's always been a fucking thing. It's like it's on the instructions. So the fact that people would sit up here and just be like, I'm gonna fucking take aspirin because Donald Trump said that.
I think that goes back to what we said. What I said, he's playing into it. He knows.
Oh yeah, no,
absolutely. Because I'm like, why is that even a thing? Why is that? If you want to criticize Donald Trump, why do you feel the need to make this statement as if it's groundbreaking news that you just heard in the back room and you sharing with us? Everybody know not to take Tylenol. Why do you feel like that's something important that you need to make a press conference about? Why? Because he knows that motherfuckers are going to hear him say it, and then they're going to start talking shit.
Well, no,
actually, it's not a thing.
Like when it originally kicked off, it was RFK going through a list of things that he had found. Well, his department had found that as I guess now it's like we are not supposed to be doing. There's a lot of the red dye talks that he was stumbling across, the whole cereal gate thing that he stumbled. There's a lot of shit that we get fucked up off of.
Absolutely.
But this was one of them in regards to Tylenol, and he brought it to the attention, and Trump just rode in on the back. I don't think it was anything, or he probably could. The nigga might be an evil genius for all I know.
I'm pretty sure, like I said.
And if he is, I'm on his side. I'm like, you know what, motherfuckers, don't stick your head in a blender and see what
I'm pretty sure.
But you should have thought them
making TikTok videos of putting their head in the blender. Like, look,
I'm okay. Racist.
Because you know what's funny? Like I tried to find some of the videos for the show, And I think like some of the algorithm was taking the video down because they thought they were trying to off themselves. Like that's how bad. Like I'm not sure. I don't know how you guys didn't see Trump because it was a fake post and everybody thought it was real. And I'm just like, you literally going outside, recording yourself, trying not to breathe air. Like what?
My algorithm just don't even bring dumb shit like that in my.
Man, it's just.
But this leads into something that I had thought of, and I did want to bring this up to y'all. Is in regards of programming. I was like, are we aware? And again, I'm not trying to convince anybody that listens to this because, again, I don't give a shit because what you think is what you're going to think. But for you, are y'all aware is that we've been being programmed since radio and the actual government studies that go behind it to really program. That's why they call it programming and to the stage that we are in now. And I think that's why I guess the older generations have always looked at it as the generations behind them. It's like, man, y'all really getting fucked up. And now that I'm in that seat, I'm looking back like, man, y'all really fucked up because this programming level is off the charts and they know everybody. When they have you talk about algorithms in order to pull up stuff that you're accustomed to watching is because they're feeding it to you in order to program you and sway you one way. This isn't anything new. This has been something that's been going on since people started trying to figure other people out. How can we control them? What is it that we can use to our best interest to make sure that this person either remains docile or under our control, some way, shape, form, or fashion? So are people even aware now that they are being told what to do, what to buy, how to think, the whole nine?
You know what? I think that more people were starting to express an acknowledgement of that that level of clandestine programming and clandestine just like the things that the government and the corporations and people in power do to secretly guide us in a direction. It was starting to be, I feel like I remember there being a time where it was starting to become more talked about. And then Donald Trump get in office or start running for president or whatever. And then the attention shifted to Donald Trump. Mm. So, and then from there, I think from there, it just became like, the whole world was politics. Because I really feel like I remember there being a time where people were starting to like, hey, look, we need to wake up and realize that, you know, the government is controlling our lives and we don't even realize it. We don't even know or acknowledge it. And then all of a sudden, like a bigger story came out and everything got shifted away from that. So I guess that answers your question. They solved that problem, didn't they? If that, you know, if you look at, you know, things that way, like if you really want to feel and think about, hey, how was the government controlling my life? That would be one way to do it, to get you to arguing with your next door neighbor about some shit that neither one of y'all got control over.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah, and you wasn't even talking about that particular topic, and all of a sudden you see a video online, and now you questioning yourself like, I wonder if my neighbor. Then you just act, and now you got into an argument. I know politics is such a touchy.
But it's like that on purpose. Because I'm like, it was once upon a time where it was taboo to talk about politics.
Right.
It's like if you go to a function, it was like it was known. I'm like, I was too young to be a part of those conversations anyway, but I could still tell that it was a thing. Like, hey, when we all in the gathering, it's like we don't talk about politics and we don't talk about religion or money. And it was just like those three topics, it was off limits. Now all of a sudden, that's the first thing people want to know. Like, who did you vote for last time?
I want to say, for me anyway, growing up, it was more of an older people conversation. And I'm talking about like at our gatherings, you would find the older uncles and aunts. And I'm talking about the ones that already had grown kids. So they would be in their 50s and up that would talk about politics. And it would be like a kitchen type conversation. All the grown-ups would be in the kitchen. Whoever smoked would be in there. And the kids would be tearing up, whatever. the shit, but didn't nobody else talk about it. And I would like y'all talking about now, it wasn't until recently, I want to say with Obama getting elected, that politics became more of a, ordinary conversation to where it was getting younger. It started breaking down to the younger generations that were in their like 20s, maybe late 20s, early 30s. So it took the interest started becoming at an early age until now. It's like everybody's affected by it because everybody has their own opinion. And I've seen kids, as young as 13 years old talking about the motherfucking border. Like, nigga, you 13 years old. Like, you don't even know how to fucking spell shit.
Because the schools,
and then now that
schools
you're
are talking about it. But yeah, I remember that it was it was weird. I remember when I first turned 18, my first time I voted. I don't remember who was running. I don't even remember what year it was, but I remember when I did vote. There was adults in my in my life at the time that were like, "Hey man, make sure you go out and vote or whatever." And I was like, "All right, cool, whatever." So I went out and voted, and I know I voted for the Democratic nominee, but afterwards, like I think this is when they first started giving out those little ribbons, hey, I voted, and you take a picture and post it or whatever. And I took a picture and I sent it to the main person that was telling me to go make sure I go out and vote. And then they text me back and they were like, "Hey," I'm like, "That's great." They were like, "That's great. Do you mind if I ask who you voted for?" And then like I remember feeling like that's weird. Like, why would you ask me that? That's not something that people do. Like, you don't tell people who you voted for. You just vote and then that be it. I'm like, and even when I responded, I was like, well, I could tell you who I didn't vote for. And then, because I'm like, it still felt weird. And then from that point, I felt like it started becoming more of a thing where like it was okay to be the topic of conversation of who you vote for and stuff like that. But before then, I don't remember ever seeing it be discussed like openly amongst people who weren't extremely close with each other.
But do you think it's good in a way that more of young people are starting to get up to date on politics before they turn 18 to where they have to start learning at that age, or it need to become relevant for them at that age? Because, when I first started voting, as soon as you walk in, here this flyer, go vote for all these people. Hit 35, hit 34, hit 2. We trying to get number 2 in there, whether it's Tony Prepwick or whoever the case may be. Back in the day, like that's who,
I think it's good that the younger people are aware of it and being educated in it. But the drawback of it is majority of the time they're not getting unbiased information, and they're being, I guess you can say they're being brainwashed or they're being coached and they ain't got to
worry about bills yet. They don't got to worry about paying bills
they're being groomed into voting for a particular party versus being educated on how to vote based on your interest and the things that you care about. And that's the issue that I take with the young people being, not even, I don't even want to word it like take issue with them being educated in voting, because that's dumb. I mean, but just I don't like the grooming aspect of we're molding Democrats. Just like the groups are the young Republicans and stuff that they got in the Ivy League schools and stuff. It's like you're molding a potential voter instead of just educating.
Because the reason why I ask that is because now we have so many different ways to make money, social media, all these platforms, and you're getting these people that are getting millions and millions of followers and views, and they getting a following, whoever you follow online, social media person. But then it could make or break how you make money, whether if you say you right or left.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Just like with this channel. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of Democrats watching this.
I don't give a fuck. I'm going to tell you motherfuckers now, don't be watching for results because I might be running.
They all trash.
If the motherfucking, if the figures come in right, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to go smack a red
as soon as I can do insider voting
on how, hey, nigga, I'm going to go get me some of that insider trader information. and you can talk all the shit that you want about me. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be the first politician that you can talk shit about, and I'm going to agree with you.
Well, you goddamn right.
I want to do insider
Yep,
trading.
yep. I sure the fuck did go.
Like, did you see
Democrats
my
wasn't
pool? I just
paid
put it in.
shit. Yeah.
Man.
Like, fuck, what the fuck you talking about?
I do. Underwater and everything.
Right.
That is. And some people
Got a
don't even
fucking
talk about
dolphin.
it. Like
nigga, how many niggas you know got a dolphin in their swimming pool?
Oh man, like.
But with the I guess it's a good related topic as far as the young people and how they're being molded and stuff. It's a big issue going on in like colleges with the frats and stuff.
Yeah, the whole.
And you know they're doing this hazing and stuff, and it's like a lot of people are, you know, I feel like it's always been a thing where people were getting hurt and you know and mishaps and stuff, and they take it too far at the end. But you know they would cover it up. They'd be like, oh yeah, okay, look, hey, this is just a part of the process. You know, you want to be a part of us. This is what you got to go through. But now it's being exposed more and more. Was just like, yo, y'all actually hurting people.
Oh yeah,
it's going further than you know the movies we see where the frats they make the guys get like run through campus butt naked or little shit like that, and it's like now they like beating dudes up and like sending people to the hospital and you know it's getting ridiculous.
You supposed to swear your oath and not say nothing, take it to the grave, and now you a frat brother or whichever fraternity you want to be with. And then it's even worse on the girls. Like
you've heard about the stuff that happened in the sororities and stuff. Well?
I mean, a little bit. I just see all the stuff that's going on with the migrants, but I know it can get that college life. You chasing that high, you chasing that trying to be somebody, trying to be a part of. The organization, those HBCUs or whatever the case may be, those frat houses,
Shit, I went to fucking college and I wasn't even enrolled in that motherfucker. We partied, the first month wasn't nothing but a party.
Oh yeah.
And I had went down there with my guy to help him get set up. And it was like maybe 2-3 weeks later, I wound up leaving. Like, I should have went to college.
Yeah, but do you think it gets so bad because you have these rich family that pay all these money to these colleges and stuff? Like, what the scandal that went on with the girl? I think it was Harvard or Phoenix or something, where the girl was paying the I don't know if it was the
actress.
Yeah, the actress. Yeah. And she was paying all that money and all the other stuff, and then is she still going there? Did she make it all the way through?
No, I don't think I don't think money or celebrity got anything to do with it. I feel like it's just a bunch of dudes.
But some of those frat guys do be like, I know such and such.
Well,
and
yeah, I mean, they use it.
Like you say, I can ruin your life. And, I'm just in college. Like, what the hell? Like,
yeah, but it's more of like a power thing. And like you want to have control over another person. And I'm like, and I get the aspect of they want to break people's ego, which is what like the pledging process was initially supposed to be. Like, hey, you break your ego down and then build you back up as a better person. I get that, but now it's like, I can't even say now because it's been going on forever, but it's like it's gone past breaking down egos and you breaking people's manhood down and breaking their physical bodies down. And it's just, I feel like it's something that needs to be changed. And the universities and they I feel like it's no way that they don't know about it, and they're just allowing the stuff to go on.
Well, that goes back to your earlier point of tribalism, and this is just another form of it. It's like, because once you're in college and you go through all those things and you whatever fraternity or sorority, supposedly afterwards you're supposed to look out for those people. So that within itself right there is like, well, you joining a tribe.
You get the stamp on the arm.
Right.
Yeah, oh, man. Yeah.
I'm like, I used to that was a thing that I wanted to do as like a part of the college, experience. It's like, when I did want to go to college, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to college and pledge a frat, because I feel like the brotherhood part of it is something that can be extremely valuable, especially once you graduate and then you got connections, and then you apply to like say you get a law degree or something, you apply to a law firm, and then you happen to see that the person doing your interview got the the same frat ring on, and he's like, oh, okay, cool. And then
Yeah.
now you got
Now you in there for sure.
right now you in there.
Yeah.
So
And that's what a lot of them used it for, networking.
yeah, and I feel like that's something that should be admired and upheld in a very respectable manner. And then I know like they do a lot of community service and stuff, and they always, especially.
But you think they're trying to just get so much power? Like they like it's really something that they can start using. Hey, if you want to get this job, or I don't know. It's just.
I mean, that's all. I feel like that's all. That's no matter what the organization is or whatever the case is. That's always a thing. But I feel like it's a good thing that is being tainted and and it's being scarred by this this stupid hazing stuff. And it's like you shouldn't have to go through that. It's like your whole your mission is to do community service and and do all this other stuff. But then like, why do I have to get my ass beat in order to to join a group to get back to my community and build socialization and stuff?
As we sit here and talk, I start to realize that it's just a change of times. I think with a lot of how kids are thinking nowadays, it doesn't go back to those old standards in which the originators put it together. And that there's absolutely a lot of disconnect now between when a fraternity first started, and their guidelines and what do they call them when you got
pillars,
pillars or goals or whatever whatever
mission statement or something.
Yeah, like a mission statement, like and now but with the generation getting younger and things change, just like that meaning change. Therefore, they're not going to be set up the way that they were set up originally.
Yeah, but I think, like you say, I think that's a symptom of just like younger generations taking over, and then possibly the older generations taking like a back seat, because I know that they always participate in like fraternity organizations and like the charities and stuff that they do, but I'm not sure how much of an active role they take on campus. And I feel like if they did, if that was a thing that was required, like, hey, if you guys want to operate a chapter here, we need one of the old school guys, like a veteran who's been there for a while and has, demonstrated his or her, commitment to the cause and giving back to the community and stuff. They have to be there to, be responsible for what goes on within the frat or sorority on campus. And I feel like that might cut down on a lot of the the hazing and the ridiculous stuff that's going on.
I want to say it's structured like that. I believe because they all have housed people that they in contact, whether they are what do they call them, like an overseer or something. But it's set up like that.
Yeah.
Well,
I wonder why how
like
does
a
that stuff still
friend.
How is it so rampant? With if they do have that oversight.
Yeah, because I mean, shit, you're not gonna watch everything. That's like watching a bunch of kids, which basically they are, and you can't control everybody for everything. And kids are gonna do stupid shit, especially first time under no supervision. So you're gonna go act a damn fool with alcohol involved too.
Yeah.
Some females, you sit up there and talk shit and get all your teeth knocked out.
They don't want the news to find out, so they sweep it up under the rug and they quietly transfer the kid to another school. Like even with the the Charlie Kirk stuff and all the kids imitate that. That's why your homie dead and all this other stuff, and they facing consequences. I mean, but do you think in a way or in some way, shape, or form, they should be able to say that? But do you think that I know the whole thing with Charlie Kirk that was still going on, and people going on online and making posts talking about that's why your homie dead and all that other stuff, and I'm gonna stomp on his grave or whatever the case may be. But then they getting punished by their schools and stuff like that. But do you think it's more of a freedom of speech or just a school policy? Because a lot of them are getting, hey, we need you to transfer, or we don't want to expel you, or we, and then you see these kids come online and getting these GoFundMe and they're getting thousands of dollars. Like, can they have it both ways, or it just
freedom of speech moment? Kids are fucking idiots.
I mean,
it just
absolutely. But my thing is I absolutely believe in freedom of speech.
Yeah.
If you want to say fuck Charlie Kirk, you should have every right to say that. And
100%.
I also believe that if you are employed by somebody who, like a private company, or you go to a private institution, they have every right to decide who they want working for them, who they want representing them. And if they don't feel, and if they don't think, if they don't agree with the things that you say or you do, they have every right to say, hey, I no longer want to be associated with you. Yep. It's just the same as, all the people, online saying, hey, if you XYZ, if you blah, 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 fill in the blank, unfriend me right now. Yeah. And there's no different than that. Like you can decide who you want to be associated with. You can decide, hey, I don't want to be, if you agree with ICE, I don't have anything to do with you. You got every right to do that.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the same thing with the companies. If they decide, hey, I don't want my employees going out, representing, me or my company and saying, X, Y, and Z, whatever it may be.
It's in your paperwork that you sign when you sign up with a company. It's called a code of conduct rule.
Right.
And that company tells you, like, hey, you can't misrepresent us in any negative way. Like, get the fuck out. Like you said, like, yeah, you got to go.
That freedom of speech, that applies to legal matters.
Yeah, that applies to the government. The government can't come after you for that.
You can't.
Surprise. Some people don't know that, and they get up in.
That's why they got the FAFO awards.
Yeah. And you get all up in your feelings, and you think your feelings are more important than facts. It don't work that way. Like,
it doesn't.
It just. Like, you gotta know, you gotta do your research. But the whole thing with ICE, oh man,
we should start doing that. We should start giving out FAFO awards.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's when we just have a moment in the show where the shit busts out like banana.
There you go.
This week,
what is that?
Fuck around and find out awards.
Oh yeah, we're gonna definitely.
This week, Jenny Constance.
Yeah,
Jenny thought it was okay to give Trump the middle finger and throw a brick at an ICE agent, and she fucked around and found out.
Yeah,
But do you think? I know we talked about it before, but do you think a lot of people are being like hypocritical of ICE? Because I be having conversation with people at my job, and they are surprised when I mention to them, Obama got to hold the record for the most deportation, right? They are surprised, and they look it up. I'm like, look it up on your phone. Like, he deported the most people out of any other president. Well, I don't like how they doing it, et cetera, et cetera. I'm like, well, it wasn't going to be sunshine and rainbows. Last year when Trump was campaigning, he said we're going to see the largest mass deportation in the United States history we'll ever see. I'm surprised it's going this softly. I thought we were going to see guns and shooting back and forth. And with the house that got raided on 79th.
75th, yeah.
In South Shore, a lot of people don't know they found 80 unregistered guns in there, and they found 6 kids that was missing.
Oh damn!
Oh, wow, really?
Nothing on the news about it.
And that's right there. Yeah, that's right down the street.
Right.
Like, and the killer part is that motherfuckers be they're
like
talking about some, they locking up black people in Brad. Like, no, they not.
They got detained for.
They got detained.
But I mean, at the same time, like, hey, if it's you chilling in your crib and like you just happen to be, you living in this building, unfortunately, it got ran over by all these Venezuelans, but you can't afford to move nowhere, and they bust down the door and they arresting you. You just sitting there chilling.
All right,
it's fucked up regardless, but
let me ask this, and y'all can be honest because we know that this shit happens. It's like, okay, we have children under the age of 10 years old on the streets of Chicago that'll get murdered any given time, any given second. It has happened, and shit, it could be this weekend, and it might happen again, and it's most unfortunate, and it's most fucked up that it does happen. But tell me when's the last time let me ask you, would you rather have your kid zip tied or shot?
You talking about the zip tie handcuff things or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, zip tie 100%. Like it just.
So I'm lost on the people with the deliriousness and all the crazy shit talking about they detained. Even if they did, because they never saw a picture, any video of any black child or person. And I'm not saying that it didn't happen. It could have happened.
They had pictures of them. Being detained, yeah.
All right. So they got detained. Okay, no big deal because you got detained. You got inconvenienced for a few hours.
A fake video going of the baby. I'm not sure if you saw that one that was going on.
I just saw I think it was a lady that was detained. And they interviewed her and she talked about it. She was like, hey, they detained me. They had me, I think she said for like 3 hours or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's not even, I think you going down the wrong route of would you rather this or that? I would rather neither one. I would rather not be sitting in my home, sitting in my apartment, and my door get kicked down, and because there's a bunch of illegal immigrants in the other apartment.
Whose fault is that?
It's damn sure not the person that was, like I said, not the person who was sitting in his apartment who can't afford to move out like the other people.
You know who fault it is?
I got a couple ideas.
Joe Biden and the mayor. Black people in the city of Chicago were complaining last year and 2 years ago. They coming into bringing all the migrants in, turning our community centers into migrant shelters.
They did on the west side and on the south side.
They turning abandoned schools into migrant shelters. Like, it's their fault. Like, y'all were complaining then. I'm not saying, this should happen, but, we have never seen migrants come into a country in such mass numbers, like how we think. Not even overseas. Not in these.
Well, not even here.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I remember vividly, because I was, what?
I was gonna say one of the videos. I think the one we were talking about the last time when we uploaded the video. Somebody commented, "Fucking idiot."
Yeah,
he was like, what's funny is you're not from America. You're originally from Africa, so maybe you should go back there, even though you were.
For real?
Even though you were brought here illegally, it doesn't matter. You should go back there since that's where you're from. And I responded, and I was like, yeah. And if I went back to Africa, I would have to apply for citizenship and go.
Exactly. Yeah, you would.
Oh my God!
I'm like, so what's your point? Like,
oh man,
like
I would tell the motherfuckers got a problem. Why don't you go first? Get the fuck out of here. Why do people always got to cry about shit and then just be like,
I mean,
it needs to be my way. No, you need to get the fuck out.
I'm fully aware that a lot of the stuff that's said like that be bots and stuff and be like troll farms and stuff.
I'm not good at making them comments.
I'm like, yeah, go ahead. I'm like, I'm gonna have a response because I'm like, that's just dumb. I'm like, hey, it's nowhere like you were saying. There's no, to my knowledge. There's no country that you could just pack up a suitcase and just be like, hey, I'm about to buy this house and I'm living here and not inform anybody, not fill out no paperwork or nothing.
When people go over to these other countries, they have way harsher sentences. Like, you get arrested, like, beyond that, like jail time, like being X'd off. Like,
then you get ripped off.
And then you get ripped off, and you get robbed. It just, you hear it illegally in our country? Nah. And you speaking freely in our streets? Nah, you can't do that here. Too.
And I'm sorry. I was like, I gave up on it. I used to have a heart back in the day, but that was a long time ago. I used to feel shit. But now it's like, I don't give a shit because, again, we're talking about it's a crime. It's a law against it. They made it a law in the books. If you don't like it, go change the law in the books. And I saw Don Lemon out, which I just thought was the stupid shit. And this is where the brainwashing and the programming comes into. Because this dude was sitting there trying to explain to people that it is a misdemeanor for you to cross the border. It's a misdemeanor. And you know what? I was like, okay, let's check this shit out for real. So under USC Title 8-1325, it is a misdemeanor up until the point your ass get caught. And then guess what? You get sent back to wherever the fuck you came from. Mm-hmm. And not only that, they may charge you a fine and it's up to 6 months. Meaning that we can lock your ass up by law for 6 months and charge you whatever the fine is. Say it's 5 stacks. You got to pay $5,000. And that's just for you to get the fuck out of the country. Now, if you get caught a second time, it now becomes a felony under federal law, which means that your ass do not pass go. You go directly to jail. That is the USC 81326 bill, meaning that your ass will get fucking locked up. End of story. It is a law. There is none of this. It's a misdemeanor. Oh, he just came by. No, this month you gotta go. I'm sorry. I was talking to, I feel bad for the kids. It's like, but these people knew what the consequence, they knew it was a risk before they even got here. So with that said, it's like, it's not like somebody told you that if they did, they lied to you, that it was going to be a free ride. No, you know that you're breaking the law. There are going to be consequences for that.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you got your EBT card. You're spending thousands and thousands of dollars.
And they got health care when they first got here. I don't know if anybody remember that on the news when they had the free hotel stays down. Because I got into a discussion with my brother and two sisters about them. They were able to get firearms. I don't know if anybody remember this because I say the document that they were able to carry firearms. These are illegal immigrants, because when I said it, my sister swore up and down I was lying until she pulled it up and was like, holy shit, how the fuck you gonna come from another country and get okayed to carry a firearm?
And remember how they was allowing them to apply for home loans at 1% and they get $30,000 down payment grants and stuff like that. I'm like, man,
and they were getting health care then.
I don't remember all of that.
I do.
Oh,
because
yeah.
that shit. Here's the even.
Yeah.
They had news because that was the start of the conversation when I had called my family. Is that they were throwing out foods. Remember that they didn't eat the food that they were being provided, the sandwiches and shit. So out of all the kids that go to these summer programs on the south side in schools where they don't have enough food, and the reason that they're enlisted into these programs is to at least have a meal during the course of the day. They spent all this money throwing out garbage. You should have saw it on the news. They were throwing out dumpsters of sandwiches, water, you name it, because the people that did not belong here did not care for that type of food. That's fucking nuts. Fuck everybody after that. Yeah, I don't give a shit. You crazy. So then nobody think to load all this food up and maybe take it out to a Southside food bank or nothing.
It doesn't matter if they doing that, because right there on 76, right off of Exchange, there's a church over there that gives out food. I'm not sure how often they do it, but I know it's at the very least every Saturday. I remember, driving through the area on Saturdays, and I would see the line of people before the migrants and stuff came here. Big line of black people lined up, in line to get the food and stuff, and they'd be out there early before they even open the doors, and then they waiting to get their food. After the migrants came over here, I'm like, dude, the line was like twice as long, and it was just all Latin people. Yeah. It was like no black people.
And everybody in the area, like they bullying us, they cussing us out, and like they telling us to get out of the line. One of them be in the line, then four come join them, make that line longer. Now you no longer the fifth person in the line, you're the 10th person, because that person, and you can't say nothing to them. Like, yeah, Chicago residents were complaining about this a year.
Yeah, absolutely. But now that ICE is in Chicago, now the line is a little bit shorter, but it's back to the people who were back there in those lines beforehand.
Like, did you guys see the I think the truck driver? I think it was a truck driver, and he was a migrant, or he was here illegally. But when they checked his ID, it said no name.
Oh yeah,
given.
No name given.
Oh my God! Could you imagine?
We were just talking about that.
I'm all over that shit.
Could you imagine how many more of like that is out there?
Oh, it's been that shit's insane. I've been on the road for like the last so it's been 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks, and now they headed on 90, headed out to Michigan 94, because I got my GPS tells me where the traffic bottlenecks are. So on 94, it happened twice. I'm driving, and I was like, damn, it's afternoon. Normally, this is an easy drive, not difficult. But it was backed up for like 15 minutes. So all on the right-hand lane were all semis, and they were being ordered to go to the weigh stations, and you had agents out there, like checking licenses and stuff. Yeah, that happened twice on the way to Detroit. So it happened no sooner I crossed over into Michigan, and I want to say about Plymouth, Michigan, they had another truck stop where they had them pulled over, and this shit has been going on all over. So
like when you realize how deep it goes, like that's
he was telling me that a lot of the like in the beginning when they were coming over here like in mass after they've been here for a while, you were telling me like all of the shipping jobs and stuff was starting to dry up, and then you were like, now they starting to open back up because they are cracking down because they were just giving out CDLs basically.
Yeah.
And it was like you apply for it, and he was like, "Hey, can you know how to drive this thing? Yeah, I know
I'm
how to
gonna pay
drive it.
Yep.
Here you go.
Oh,
No name, no address, no nothing. Like like you just said, the ID just had
No
was
name
it
given.
like a picture or something like that
Yeah,
on it.
this
And
says they
then-
picture, no name given.
Yeah, that shit's
no name
insane.
given. And they were just handing them out, and then they out on the road getting into accidents.
Yeah, they out killing people. It's different when you get into an accident, but and you should hear the ones that are not reported. And I've seen it with my own eyes. It's like watching trucks on fire, and it's just one of those things. You'll see it. You just a cab is ablaze, the whole trail is up in smoke. You like, the fuck? Like, I hope whoever was in there made it out, but you got these people online on the road, but unfortunately, it's not legal. You have an accident, and then so I'm sorry, that's where I want to go when she said that. So now, as an update to that, there are a lot of companies that are just folding up shops left and right, and that's big for the trucking industry because you had brokers and you had actual trucking companies that were hiring people from overseas because they were getting a better part of the deal, having somebody drive for less money. So now that happened, I counted 12. This was Friday. I counted 12 companies that had closed within a week because they're no longer accepting these overseas CDLs or anybody from overseas being on CDLs. So
wait, overseas?
Well,
I thought you couldn't bring your CDL stuff here from another country and still abide by the same standard or something like
in terms of qualifying to drive a rig, you can. So if they may not necessarily need it, all they need to know is that, you know how to drive a semi, you from wherever.
The same as just your regular driver's license, no?
But no, it's not.
Well, I mean, the way that it translates, like if you can drive in the U.S., then if you go like to Europe or something, they assume you know how to drive over there.
Well, they would assume that you
No.
drive, but you still got to know the rules of the road.
When I went to Mexico, and man, we had a car out there in Mexico. I ain't know nothing.
What do you mean?
How they traffic stopped and turned and stuff, and like they have, I guess it's a thing now where you have a lane where you keep driving straight, then another lane you have to come to a stop, and then another lane where you can turn at the same time. It's like their road rules are different from ours here.
I know.
I would apply the same thing to the truck.
Right.
Like our road signs here, as far as truck drivers, will be completely different. Their road is road. They don't have a left and right side, especially in those foreign places, right?
So, no, that's true. Shit, some of the motherfuckers don't even have fucking like lane changes. You just in that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Good luck.
You driving on the German autobahn doing 120.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And the semi.
Road is road.
Yeah, right. Got a delivery to make. Shit. Yeah, but that shit is crazy. And again, it goes back to it's back to here in Chicago, as far as ICE and these programs that are run. And again, it goes back to this whole programming issue, is that I don't understand, especially for black people in black communities, because we know that's where the immigrants were sent. And for black people to be like, hey, this isn't right. I'm sitting there looking at the numbers like, how do you not see this as an upcoming problem when you are now outnumbered by the people that didn't belong here? So now, not only are you outnumbered, now your needs are now taking another step back because you just placed somebody in front of you. So if the Latino population is moving up towards 56% in terms of voters over blacks, which are at 48. So when y'all go to the voting booth now, guess who priorities is going to come up over yours? Because you said, hey, these people are being treated bad. All they want is a better life. So now they got the better life, and you sitting there looking like.
I think that they're under the assumption that their needs and wants are in line with black people's as well. And I think that's what the assumption might be.
Wait,
you mean the voters or the
the black people that are taking issue with the way that with the migrants being deported. When you're saying that, why do they care, and do they not see that it'll become imbalanced if they are allowed to be here, and now they'll be pushed back further in the line, because I don't think that they see them as separate. I think that if they, as far as being in line, I feel like they are seeing it as we're next to each other.
Shit.
I mean,
wait, are we talking about the black people and
Wrong. Like
the black people,
wrong.
like I said, the black people who are taking issue with, the migrants being deported. He was saying, why do you have an issue with that? Like, why do you want these people to stay here when it's going to make them a higher minority?
Because they're programming.
Yeah, but that's my response to that was, I don't think that they see themselves as being pushed further back in line. They see themselves as, hey, these people are fighting the same fight that we fighting.
No, I don't.
What's the fuck around?
I'm not saying I necessarily agree with it, but I feel like that might be
this
a thing,
week's
though.
winner, all was black people of Chicago. You fucked around and found out.
I still have to say, again, 2 years ago, I was just watching a video where they were at the town hall meeting talking to Mayor Brandon Johnson, and they saying, you're taking all our resources, you putting them on the south and the west side of the city, like, taking over these schools, like closing down schools, making them into migrant shelters. There are people out there on YouTube that go try and find. You complained about them coming here. Now you're the same person complaining how they getting treated leaving here. You can't have it both ways. I'm not saying everybody's saying that, but if you are one of those people that came out at the town hall meeting talking to Mayor Brandon Johnson, and you said they taking all our resources. What about the kids? Community centers, you turn them into migrant shelters. You look in there, you see multiple beds, them getting food, all this other stuff. You handed them EBT cards, and now you're in the same building in which they got raided, and you say that, they're getting treated wrong. Like, how it flipped like that? I say it's programming.
Yeah.
It got to be proven, because there's no way you can say that at first and then now you say it. But I'm not saying everybody.
No, I think it's because I think you can't overlook the level of nuance. Like, I feel like that's a big part of the issue is everything is so binary now. It's like, no, everything is not either black or black and white. It's like things are completely nuanced, because I happen to be a person who was, complaining, I'm like, not publicly or going out and like protesting or nothing. Like, I was like, y'all dropping these people off in our communities, and y'all taking the resources away from the things that we've been complaining about and wanting to get done to pay for it. But I also, I feel like, they need to go, but at the same time, it's like, y'all gotta. There's a more strategic way that y'all could be doing.
No, it's not.
And
I'm sorry. I'm gonna call bullshit on that. I'm gonna call bullshit on that.
Let me finish though.
I
don't think that you can, but you're detaining people. My issue is you're detaining people who are not illegal. Why do they have to suffer?
Because it's a raid. I don't think a raid is going to be pretty. I don't think.
No, not even just raid. I'm talking about people who. I'm talking about the people who, Hispanic and Latino people who are here legally. It's like they're still being harassed and detained and all of this extra stuff when they are here legally.
And then what I found out, how the news media and certain politicians and mayors play on words. I found out you can be here legally, but you're not a citizen, and they use that as a blanket umbrella to lump all of them in one term. They're you're getting people out here that's here legally. They'll tell you that part, but they won't tell you that they're not U.S. citizens. And it's kind of like they trying to flip both sides of the coin to tell you, hey, we trying to give health care for everybody, but you are trying to get health care for the people that are here illegally.
Yeah. They did it before. That's what they were talking about when they first got here.
Yeah.
Is that they were being provided health care. So why would it stop? They never mentioned about it stopping anything or stopping it. But back to how you get the rotten tooth out the mouth. It's like, okay, they've been given chances in terms of, hey, you can self-deport, You know you're here illegally. If you don't have any paperwork and you know you doing a thing. Chicago had an opportunity, and I don't recall ever getting an email or a slip in the mail in regards to voting about this, because my property taxes is fucking skyrocketing at this point. And I was like, if my property taxes are going to be used to help somebody that's not supposed to be here legally, well, I got a fucking problem with that. And now I would like to vote no on that vote. So I don't know who are these people voting yes, talking whenever Brandon Johnson get up though, oh, we people in Chicago, we support this. No, the fuck we don't support this, because didn't nobody vote for this. This is some shit that they made up. So the whole process about getting them out now is messy because these people chose not to escort them out nicely. It shouldn't have started, period. It shouldn't have been any buses here to begin with when Texas and Florida was sending them up. Man. It's like, hey, you know what? We're like those other states that are non-sanctuary. So if you send them here, we're going to have to redirect them to some processing center so it can be done correctly. But as far as like, the process of how it's being done and people being mistreated, I'm sorry, that goes back to the people that let them in. And unfortunately, when you break the law, things aren't supposed to be all sunshine and rainbows. Like you're supposed to get treated like royalty on your way back out. It's like, no, you snuck over here. You knew you wasn't supposed to be here. However you got here, we're going to escort you the same way back. And it's like now, after having a better understanding of what goes on, what went on, and what continues to go on that fuck people up in the process, I honestly have nothing now. I don't care.
Yeah, because I be trying to be on the side of, it's a little bit, it's a little bit rough how they're doing it, but especially the dumb people that's going down to the centers doing smoke bombs and all that other stuff, and then you get the federal, judges involved and whether they can have gates up around the center and stuff like that. But then it's like why? Why go down there? ICE ain't finna be fucking around.
I don't think those people are from Chicago.
Yeah, like why do all that shit? Like,
but I think I'm misunderstanding what I'm saying. I'm not talking about the people that are supposed to be getting sent back. I'm talking about the people who've lived here their whole lives. The people who it's just like with with black people when when they looking for a suspect. And you match the description, so
you just grab everybody.
Yeah, you grabbing people who had nothing to do with whatever the issue is that you're going, that you're trying to combat, and that is the only part of that I take issue with is like, you harassing people who were born here, who are citizens, not just that they
they just go up and say, put your hand behind your back. Do you have any warrants? Yeah, it's
casualty of war.
Yeah,
it is, and that doesn't make it right. Just because
I've been a fucking suspect. I don't know how many times fit the description.
Man.
And after I was told, I'm like, I hope y'all catch that motherfucker, because the longer he stay loose, the more I get arrested. So.
But it's just like I still say, man, it's Mayor Brandon Johnson's fault. Like. That $30 million migrant package program was something else. Boy,
30 mil, shit. They got way more than that.
Well, he announced it on the news like 2 years ago, where they built that migrant camp center where they got bus transportation. They kids got put ahead of people in schools and stuff like that. Cause I know a lot of people just be like, "Oh, I'm not worried about it," but until you affected by it.
Right, that's what the problem is.
I know I got affected, man, but that's a whole nother story.
But I'm curious again as to the people that are out here protesting and everything, and I watch the crowds. It's like, so you probably see like maybe 20% Hispanic, but then the other 80%, you might have a couple of black people sprinkle, but they are white people, and they like seem to be, when you listen to them shouting stuff, be like, that's not a Chicago accent. I was like, people in Chicago don't curse like that and be talking dumb shit like. So that means you from the suburbs if you are. And if you are from the suburbs, ain't none of them in your neighborhood. Then none of these motherfuckers go out to North Evanston or fucking Wilmette or Winnetka or, any of these places. They was in the hood. So why are you in the hood protesting about shit that doesn't affect you?
Yeah,
I think that just go back to the tribal thing.
Yeah, and
that's all that is. Like this is a Democrat issue, so I'm gonna go support because it's a part of my thing. But I think this it kind of relates to the Super Bowl thing. what they
here we go.
didn't got Bad Bunny to perform at the Super Bowl. I'm sure.
I'm not
that's
familiar
not-
with.
Yeah,
with
I was gonna.
the-
I am.
I'm not at all either. I don't know not one of his songs, but I'm familiar enough to know that he's Puerto Rican music artist.
Puerto Rican.
He's Puerto Rican, and none of his songs are in English.
Yeah.
To my knowledge,
Infinity.
none of his songs are in
Well, I mean,
English.
he's Puerto Rico, so that's
yeah, and
technically the United States.
That's the thing. All the Republicans, the dumbass people that had no idea what the hell they talking about, they go on in the line. It's like, well, I think you shouldn't have somebody who's not an American performing at the American Super Bowl. It is like,
But
what?
has that ever happened before?
He's American. Puerto Rico was a part of America.
No, not that. I mean, as far as none of the songs at the Super Bowl are going to be in English. Has that ever happened?
No,
Oh hell no!
absolutely not. And now I'm not going to be dumb enough to think that it wasn't intentional, or that they didn't do it with like a kind of like a.
But didn't he say like a couple of months ago, I'm leaving America, and people are like pandering around saying, "Oh, you only came back for the." Well, no, you don't get paid.
To be honest, I have no idea. I don't know anything about.
You don't get
that
paid to perform there.
No, you gotta
At
pay
the
to
Super
do
Bowl?
that shit.
No, you don't.
Oh, I thought shit. I thought
No, you
Dre
don't.
got paid.
It's a grand opportunity for you to perform and present your new
I
album.
bet you Prince got paid.
No, I don't think so.
That nigga made it rain.
You don't get money for performing Super Bowl. Matter of fact, you gotta pay for that shit.
But
It's just like when you get the Hollywood star on the Walk of Fame, you gotta pay for that
Yeah,
shit.
you got to pay for that shit. You ain't know that?
No, hell no. I don't have a Hollywood walk. That's
why
Hollywood.
think about some
want
of
you to pay for your
some
star.
of the biggest stars that don't have one. And it's like it ain't like they haven't earned it. It's just because they don't give a fuck enough to pay for it.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
I don't know how much it is.
So can you
but
pay for one if you're not a star? Then I'm like, shit, you got to pay for it.
No, they
I
still
think
have
you
to
gotta
give it.
qualify for it.
Yeah,
you gotta.
it's still a qualification
You gotta
for
do
it.
a certain amount of things.
I mean, shit. I
Or
have to
maybe
pay
it's
for
not.
it.
I don't know.
I'm gonna go make my own star and just go find a spot.
I think with him,
But do you? So I think my question is, do you take issue with him performing at the Super Bowl? If so, why?
Man, fuck that. Fuck him.
No,
And it's
I
probably
don't
gonna be
think so.
Kansas City in the Super Bowl.
I think
again, anyway. Fuck them niggas.
I think this is gonna play out bad because first you can't get on TV and tell Americans, regardless if you from here or not, you got 4 months to learn Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell people that. Like you got some of these real hardcore American people that'll wave an American flag so quick.
No,
with it.
I'm asking. Do you personally? Do you have an issue?
Me? No, I'm getting to it.
With him.
I'm getting to it.
Okay.
I mean, me, I don't care. Like half the time, if it ain't nobody that I'm thinking going to be like, oh, this person finna wow everybody. Like, nah, I turn away.
Right.
Like, it ain't finna be. I think what's going to happen is this is going to be one of their lowest rating views because of that.
Right.
I think
because
that,
of the lack of the Republican watching.
Yeah, buddy.
I think I don't think sports should get into politics to this magnitude like this because they're the one to pick.
Other way
Is
around,
he
man.
popular right now?
I don't follow him whatsoever.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not
Is
sure.
this person popular
I mean,
right
he
now?
could be. I think he. I think from what I feel like, what I've heard, he's like just got off a world tour or something like that. So he's
in the
doing
U.S.
world tour, like multiple countries.
I don't
So,
think
he's doing multiple countries, and I think they were saying that he made an attempt because he's got issue with the politics and stuff that's going on. So he's made it a
about
point
politics.
to not none of his dates are in America except for the Super Bowl, and he's done. He did that.
Now,
Oh,
see,
yeah,
now this
see.
is gonna be stupid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be dumb. Yeah, this probably
So-
gonna be one of they. Like,
So here's what I'm thinking. Like they're one of the reasons because like I said, I'm sure it's a middle finger to the Republicans. Absolutely, absolutely.
Oh, and it'll
But
fail.
on top of that, I think that it's also a way from the NFL's perspective. Like he's a Latin artist, so he has a lot of Latin fans all over the world. So I feel like this is a way for them to attract that audience. That audience that does not care. They care about real football. They care
Right.
about
They
soccer.
don't fucking watch.
Right. So
That's
no,
what I'm
they
saying,
don't.
yeah.
They don't watch
NFL,
NFL.
right.
So if they, one of their biggest artists they're going to be performing in the Super Bowl, they're going to tune in.
No.
Just even if it's just to
because the halftime show.
Yeah, even
at the Super Bowl, you're not playing whole song. You're playing like clippets.
Yeah,
like,
no, it doesn't matter. It's the fact that
you're gonna put on the show.
Like the fact that he's performing on it. That I feel like they're gonna be. They're like, you know what? Hey, this is an opportunity to reach out some tentacles into other markets that don't really give a fuck about American football. They only care about soccer.
But why would they do that though?
Because this is extra money. It's more viewership.
Right. But
even if it's just for the Super Bowl, like even if they don't come and stick around and watch the All-Star game after the Super Bowl,
well, they're
not going to get that Super Bowl.
They're not going to watch the entire Super Bowl if dude is just performing at halftime. They're going to watch the halftime show and then that'll be it.
I think it's a possibility. I think the possibility of a small percentage of people who would tune in to the whole thing. I feel like that's big enough for the Super Bowl, for the NFL to be like, you know what, fuck it, let's do it.
All right, so let me ask this: if it's going to be a small percentage that they say get on the Latino side, is going to be minuscule in terms of the large percentage of white people that's not going to watch it. Because that shit has been, it's not going to be, because I've noticed this by watching movies, which I'm really interested in, especially how the box office and everything works. When Republicans boycott something or the American way doesn't see in a movie that, these production companies have spent like hundreds of $1 million in, they lose fucking big time. That Snow White fiasco, they lost fucking big time. They lost like damn near $200 million. And I don't give a fuck what planet you on. $200 million is a lot of money. So when they do stuff like that, it's like, okay, we're trying to get somebody to tune in that normally doesn't watch these games. It's going to be a small percentage of them. And the majority of that small percentage is only going to watch the halftime show. What does that compare to the people that live here, the Republican aspect, that actually go to these games and support these teams, go to concession stands, put money into the actual pocket, that actually fill the stands versus somebody watching it on TV and be like, this is a smart decision. I don't know, dude. Honestly, what is Mad Bunny? I was like, I wouldn't know this dude if he robbed me.
Yeah,
no, I don't.
I was like, I couldn't. I don't know any of his music, but if what you're saying is that dude has political views about America, even though he's in Puerto Rico, which is technically like it's no different than the other like the white Democrats. I keep seeing a lot of them like, I'm leaving America. I gotta get away from these politics. Yeah, like it's just the same thing as that. He just happens to be Puerto Rican. Yeah, but it's like, okay, but you're announcing to everybody ahead of time that this is going to suck, and whoever's in charge of the NFL, that's stupid as hell, because they know now after watching all of this history, and I'm talking about with just in the last 3 years, out of movies, TVs, people that got canceled, all this shit, you're willing to go through and think this is a good idea.
So you don't think
have fun?
I feel like the people that's in charge of NFL's marketing and all that research and stuff, like they gotta be pretty smart. So I'm like, they know something we don't know.
No. I'm sorry. Type flag on the field. People that you assume are pretty smart are not. And I'm telling you this because
I'm just talking about as far as
we know for a fact that motherfuckers are not smart.
I'm talking about from the money aspect. When they talking about filling their pockets, I feel like it's
Bud Light lost how much money? Because they got a dude to sit up there and address and stuff. Who was smart? Bud Light? No, I'm sorry. Bud Light been around longer than. And I'm pretty sure if you met one of these motherfuckers on the street, you'd have been like, "Oh, this dude pretty smart."
Yeah,
man.
You got a point there.
I believe
they made a comeback though. They got Post Malone and Shane Gillis. They made a comeback.
I bet you they haven't recovered on the money that they lost.
I have not recovered.
I'm about to say, I bet you they didn't recover the money that they
recouped. They probably ain't recouped, but they on their way back though. They
rethinking it, but they beer was cheap for a while.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I was like, I don't even drink beer. And I was watching motherfuckers get funny looks. Like
stock was plummeting
as soon as you walk into the aisle. Like
like, hey, you need a bag with that? Hell yeah.
Oh man, this thing $1
for a 6-pack. Like damn. 1972 price.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm like, I think it's a That's what they think. And this is what like my well, I think like the justification for it. Cause I'm like I said, the root of it is a FU to the Republicans.
Yeah, and that's
like
fine.
that's what the root of it is.
But
and
I mean,
like, that's fine. If that's what you want to do, you got every right to do it.
Yeah.
But I think the way I'm trying to like justify like why the hell would the NFL be okay with that? And I feel like because they have to see some kind of upside to it.
Yeah, I think that where the state that of politics are now is that the shit has gotten so out of control, especially on the left, is that they've created a monster that they can't, contain anymore. They went and told everybody that was downtrodden and beat down and bullied upon that, hey, you can stand up and talk your shit, and everybody's like, yeah, we're gonna go talk shit. And now it's like, now that they ran loose for 4 years and was talking all this shit and you got to respect who I am and fuck you and all this. And now that the shit is changing back, the left can't contain that monster and be like, okay, everybody, all you guys that, we let loose, calm down on the shit talking, because then it turns and it affects them. Now you're watching more Democrats catch shit from the same people that they inspired to talk shit. Now they're catching flack for it. So,
but what does that have to do with the NFL though?
Because I don't think NFL was the one that promoted all that in racism and had the signs on the back, and people had BML on their shoes and all that shit.
But that's
and
not
you see how that lasted.
I think that was more of an individual thing though.
No,
you see, Colin Kaepernick never got a job.
Yeah, he sure didn't. But no, they used to have that shit marked down on the end goals. Remember at the field goals, is like they would have stop racism and all this other stupid shit. It wasn't until people got tired of it and they started losing money that they were like, all right, we getting rid of this shit, because you don't see it anymore. So the same thing with Bad Bunny. It's like, okay, maybe there's some leftist in charge that's sitting there talking about some, this is going to be the middle finger to Donald Trump, and talking like South Park and shit. This is going to be the middle finger to Donald Trump, and fuck him, and we get to show him everything. And then all
really accurate. That's a good
expression. Oh, well, thank you.
I'm fucking laughing.
Yeah. But no, for real, it's like at the end of the day, it's like maybe somebody like that is in charge, and okay, cool. And this is the choice that they made, and this is their middle finger. And like, again, I'm like, okay, when y'all lose money, at the end of the day, when y'all lose money, which it will, then whoever made that decision is probably won't have a job.
But you don't think that they have somebody there for damage control, like Bud Light?
Well,
as soon as it happens,
absolutely they do.
I thought Bud Light was going to stick it out. But
and keep with the
I thought they were going to stick
Bud
it
Light
out.
stuck it out for a minute.
Yeah,
They
had no choice to.
No, I mean,
yeah, exactly. But that was part of the monster that they created.
Yeah,
that got them that far. They had to stick that out for a minute. I don't remember call that running through Pride Month. And
yeah, like I think it's a bad move as far as the biggest American sport. The Super Bowl, like why you even want to take that chance to even try to make a political move? Like, but whether if people think they are,
that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's got to be, because it just doesn't make financial sense. And at the end of the day, call it, the NFL is a business, and they all about making money.
Exactly.
So as a business, I don't understand how there could not be some way that they see a benefit to themselves outside of giving a middle finger to the Republicans.
Yeah.
There's got to be something that we are not able to see.
All your songs are going to be in Spanish, man.
There's got to be something that we can't see.
Who's going to watch that? I'm sorry. I was like, I don't fucking...
Subtitles ain't going to do.
Yeah.
First of all the Democrats that's out there saying, I hope he don't perform not one song in English. I hope he don't speak.
Yeah, like why?
Wait, who said that?
A lot of Democrats. Just a lot of the Democrats or people that are opposed to the Republicans and stuff like that.
But I think you are going to get people that
middle
watch
finger to the Republican Party, and that's the main point of it. But I'm saying there has to be a financial gain from this, from their perspective, that they're expecting.
But again, we talking about the stupidity of people, and it's just amazing to me now. It's like how fucking stupid people are. I was watching. You all know who George Carlin is, the comedian, white guy, old school. That dude speaks a lot of truth if you go back and listen to.
Oh yeah.
George Carlin.
Yeah,
I
know
used to
who
be a preacher, and he brought that on his stage, be screaming at the top of his lungs.
Yeah. I know
But dude was all truth when he was talking about, you know what, we give people way too much credit. He's like, I look at people more being stupid than I will at them being educated. And he's right. And he made a very, very good point when he was describing politicians. The punchline was garbage in, garbage out. But the whole setup, he was talking about the type of people that are born and raised in the United States and how they get pushed to become leaders. And then all of a sudden, the next thing you know, they're leaders of the free world. But they ain't shit. It's like they was raised by crappy ass motherfuckers, and those crappy ass motherfuckers promoted crappy ass, issues and guidelines for them, and they just grew up to be a crappy ass individual, which is true. It's like ain't nobody perfect. I was like, but to sit up here at the same time and give fucking this fidelity to like a party or a person to me is mind boggling. I would never follow somebody to that degree where they think they're just always right or that somehow they can govern what's best for me. And that's the part where I disconnect from the whole politics thing. I was like, I don't have faith in any of you motherfuckers. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't, if this was a drive-through at Popeyes, I would go straight back to motherfucking the one on 75th and Stony. I was like, if I had to go through a motherfucking Democratic Popeyes, I wouldn't go. The order's going to be wrong. If I had to go through a Republican, I'd probably get the order quicker, but it ain't going to taste like shit because they don't put chaos in there. You go to the motherfucking Popeyes on 75th, them niggas
got no soul.
Man, that shit, man, you going to wait for about 35 minutes.
But that shit gonna
get
be
comfortable. You going to wait for 35 and don't have shit else to do. But
day trip.
Nigga, I was there one time and they were having a fight in the background. And the manager didn't want to come to the window. She didn't want to take drive-through because she was trying to do some paperwork. So there's a new chick there that knew absolutely nothing about Popeyes other than the fact that they sold chicken. And I bullshit you not. I watched the whole fight break out. The cook was covered in flour. People was back there. They got loose back in that motherfucker. But when I got my chicken, the shit was fresh and it was fantastic. And I was like, that 35 minutes, I got a fucking lunch and a show. I wasn't mad about it. But it's like you go to I've been to a Popeyes in Kentucky.
Medieval times at Popeyes.
That shit drove through, and it was a bunch of white kids working, and they was super nice and super quick. I reached in there, eat a chicken tender. That motherfucker was like 3 days old, and it was like the size of a fish stick. I was
mad as hell.
I was like, you know what? I'm going straight back to the hood.
Like, I need my service. Let me go to Chick-fil-A.
I need my motherfucking chaos chicken.
Chick-fil-A have you want fries with that?
Hell yeah. Oh, Chick-fil-A motherfucker, they must make like $35 an hour. I have never seen.
Like super polite.
I've had bad days and gone to Chick-fil-A and changed my whole outlook on life. Like I was saying, God bless you. And she, God bless you. Thank you. Did you need some more napkins? No.
Oh, man, I know, right?
I reach in the bag, get I'm straight. But thank
we
you.
Love some Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
But see how good things can be if you pay your employees.
Yep.
Pay
Anderson chicken. Shit, I would
don't be undercutting because man,
fucking chicken check. I don't need a check.
Like even Culver's, boy, I go in there. You want an extra pizza wing? Like for real?
I think I only had Culver's like once.
Well, I'm sorry, sandwiches. They don't sell wings. So do they? I had that.
No, they sell. Yeah, they sell fish.
They got some really good fish sandwiches. So
yeah, they don't use seasoning salt or something.
That's why you got to put it on there,
But I'm sorry. But back to the Bad Bunny thing. Like I said, yeah, they're just going to lose money on it. Again, I didn't know this really was a whole thing, but I'm willing to bet if somebody want to bet money on it, throw up a couple of black chips.
Oh man, I think them ratings, because even for the average viewer, right? I couldn't imagine watching a Super Bowl halftime show and it got subtitles. I couldn't imagine that shit.
But they're not gonna. It doesn't matter if you actually watching it. They just, as long as it's on the TV, they're gonna get the money for it. So during the performance, it's just gonna be conversations going on, and the thing gonna be playing in the background because it is what it is.
Because you get those people that don't watch the first half of the game and they start watching at the halftime. There's a lot of people that does that. I used to.
I took a smoke break on Kendrick Lamar shit.
Oh, wow.
Like I wasn't that interested. Nigga, I'm from the fucking 80s.
Yeah,
we had music videos. It's like, so me seeing a nigga sing a song ain't shit to me. I watched Sammy Davis Jr. do that shit. So like, wasn't impressive. Prince's performance was impressive. The nigga sang Purple Rain and it fucking rained.
Yeah,
so again, that's like the fucking Bulls championship. You're not gonna watch anything to top that. Like, nigga, it was called for clear skies that night. And this nigga jumped up and sang Purple Rain and made rain come. Fuck you, Kendrick Lamar or Bad Bunny or anybody. Hey, fuck you. I don't care. I tell you what, did Kendrick Lamar make it rain? Did anybody see any of his song shit apply to the outside atmosphere? Did this nigga change weather? No.
So you suggesting that Prince called down the rain for real?
I don't know what the fuck Prince did, but I know the forecast for that night. It didn't call for rain, but Prince did.
Yeah,
so what does that mean? Who's a bigger superstar?
Man,
Hey, nobody ever can't downplay Prince.
Well,
Nobody would ever say that.
Nobody ever would. I'm just making a point that
Who would you think would be a good performance for the Super Bowl?
I mean, I really like the like when they pick like 2 people, 3 people, like you get more out of it versus just one person. Like,
Or if you get somebody with got a bunch of features.
yeah, a bunch of features. I mean, I don't know. It just,
You know,
I think I'm tired of the one person. Unless it's somebody super big, like Rihanna was good, but then I kind of wanted, like nothing gonna top what as they say, nothing gonna top Beyonce and what's the other guy name? Beyonce and Bruno Mars.
Yeah,
Like, man,
Bruno Mars was good as well.
that was great.
You know what I
Usher
think
was
would-
great. Like,
I think T-Pain would kill it
T-Pain probably would
because T-Pain got so many hits with so many different artists. I feel like I don't think there's an artist who was out in 2010 that don't have a song with T-Pain that was on the radio. And then when you look at like I follow him on Instagram and I see a lot of his videos, like the performances that he be doing, he be up there moving. And it's like,
he be singing.
He be a little chubby, but he be up there moving, like actually dancing.
Oh wow.
And like putting on a show. And
Yeah,
then
he does.
he do like he'll have like themes, like when he do shows, it be going all out. And he had one he did like a steampunk type of thing, and like the background kind of looked like Mad Max a little bit. And then he came out on stage with the top hat with the steampunk glasses on and the outfit
entertaining you.
And he was going hard.
Yeah.
He got off the stage
You need to
dripping sweat.
Do Bad Bunny dance or do? Is that it?
I don't know
Is that his
anything
name?
about
Bad Bunny.
Yeah, bad. I have
I don't
no
know.
idea.
I heard Bunny.
Yeah, it's bad.
So he don't be dancing and do be none of
I'm gonna look him up.
I don't know anything about
shrugging
Bad
his shoulder to the right.
You said Bad Bunny, right?
Bunny. Yeah, I don't know anything about him.
Ah,
But I
man,
know-
this is gonna be.
I think T-Pain would kill it.
But I don't think since I've been watching the Super Bowl, any performer that been up there, I didn't know who they were. Everybody like, oh, okay, I know who that person is, or whatever the case may be. But this is
It
going to
could
be
just
a
be
first.
us though, because like I said, he just did a world tour, so it's not like.
I mean, yeah, you got people that's famous over.
a popular. No, he's famous here as well.
Yeah, I've never seen this guy.
Like,
What the fuck?
of course, yeah. But you know what? I'm not going to front. I know he was on wrestling and some other stuff. He did some, I don't know. But as far as his music, I never heard it. And they play Hispanic.
Well, I mean, because it's like I said, it's Spanish, and it was like unless you speak Spanish or you.
But he had
actually
no
listen to
English
that.
song.
I don't know. This is what I've heard. I've heard that they said he'd.
Oh man, we need to.
I mean, shoot, they say his 2025 album debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200,
Oh, okay.
and he's got over.
Oh wow,
100
he's
100
been active since 2013.
Yeah, he's got over 100 million equivalent album sales globally.
Oh well, I'm out
Most
the loop.
streamed album ever on Spotify.
Really,
His earlier album.
no songs in English.
I don't know. I don't think. I mean, the name of the album is in Spanish.
The name of the album is in Spanish.
Yeah, it's Un Verano.
But how do you? Yeah, it got to be something else too. Like, how do you push that on the biggest American
But
sport?
look, it's the most streamed album ever on Spotify.
Yeah.
Like, how do you?
How
I
do
mean,
you
you can't.
get that?
I don't know if you can really downplay that. Like,
No, I can't,
Multiple
but I mean-
billion streamed songs. He's been Spotify's most streamed artist several years in a row.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
In 2025, his world tour sold 2.6 million tickets across 54 stadium shows in 18 countries. He doing the damn thing out there.
Yeah,
it's just he just not in.
We don't know about.
Yeah,
him.
he just not happen to be not in our.
The black people.
No, I wouldn't even say black people.
I would.
It would be
I'm like, shit,
big
I don't
chunk.
speak Spanish. So.
But yeah, I think it'll be just people who don't listen to Spanish music.
Yeah,
but you really can't.
I mean, I listen to Spanish
not,
music. I know,
yeah, now and then. But I mean, like, I don't think looking at what he's done so far, like you can't say that he doesn't deserve to be on a stage like that.
I like that cartel music. That music be.
So
you be in the wrong neighborhood.
You right, man.
Dude, hey, I had to explain cartel music to me. It's like, nigga, that's like fucking East Coast, West Coast shit.
Oh yeah,
you play the wrong shit.
I know you can't even play all this.
I haven't heard it.
Like they don't even announce the end of your career. They just stop talking about your ass. Like,
damn.
Hey,
like actual like artists that like actually are in the cartel or something.
Huh?
Oh no, the cartel.
No, cartel music.
I used to listen to some of the cartel music, but I mean, like,
I'm saying I don't know what that is. What is cartel music?
It's like black people gangster rap, but cartel music for like Hispanic and Puerto Rican.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like their music,
Just like their version of gangster rap.
Yeah,
They will go get an artist, like a top selling artist or whatever in Mexico, a cartel would be like, hey, make a
like
song.
throw me in your song.
Yeah. Give me a shout out in your song.
No, it'd be
and
good.
if they don't, it's like, shit, okay, that was your career. It'd be a lot of good motherfucking singers in Mexico. You just don't ever hear about them.
But I don't want to, I guess I don't want to push the notion that it have to be un-American. But I mean, 30 to 40 million of your audience or majority of the United States is going to be watching the Super Bowl. And they go based off of those numbers, not, people outside the U.S., but it's just like, how do you push that onto the audience? Like, what's the percentage of the United States that don't speak English? I mean, I'm sorry, that don't speak Spanish.
I think that doesn't really factor into it once you start, once you take into the account the message and the political FU that's involved in it. Yeah. And I think that's what they're really banking on. That the fact that he's been so openly opposition towards the
politicizing everything.
But shit, he up there with Taylor Swift.
Oh wow.
Taylor Swift got 103.1 billion all time. Bad Bunny is 93.9 billion all time.
Oh wow. All right. Well, he ain't gonna miss no money. Everybody else is dude gonna get fired at the NFL.
I doubt
like Bad Bunny be all right.
I doubt it. Like I said, I don't think the NFL is making no just flippant decisions just based purely off of just the middle finger. Like I'm sure they
I'm sure Trumpy. So you guys gonna sit up there and give me shit? I want him fired. I want him gone.
Oh yeah, he's gone. He gonna call for the whole NFL to get shut down.
And people
I don't want anybody kicking any balls.
Yeah, he's shutting the whole. He gonna call for everything to get shut down.
Yeah, he over here. I know he caused a little market, little stir with that 100% tariff on China.
Yeah, I just read about that. I didn't look into it yet.
Man, fuck that. Hey, this shit is about to go down. I sit there and watch, especially with this music and back to the movies thing. And we were talking about it earlier with AI. Mm-hmm. It's like, look, it's not recognizing what's coming. And I think when you mix all this political stuff along with the entertainment, it's given AI that much more relevance to be in that industry. So an example would be, we were talking earlier about, we couldn't figure out the name of the little girl that screwed up Snow White, which was Rachel Zegler. Mm. So Disney goes out, they spend $300 million on a movie, of a classic movie, which everybody is on board for. And they were talking about it when it was first building up. You get an actress to go out and single-handedly, by herself, mind you, because I knew nothing of it. I could care less about Snow White. My daughter's in her 20s. We wasn't about to go see the movie. But The fact that you had people that were so in love with the Disney classics and all of our kids sat there and watched them, but for this chick to go out and say some of the shit that she said, and motherfuckers was like, man, fuck this movie. I'm not going to watch this shit. And you done spent, again, close to $300 million on top of marketing and all that other shit. So you spent close to $500 million. The movie made like $200-something million, meaning that you lost $250-something million. And all because of somebody went out there and said some shit that they had no business of saying, wouldn't fuck your shit up. So now if I could replace that actress, number one, I don't have to pay her shit. It ain't no $50 million contract or anything like that. I don't have to have her show up at red carpets or none of this. I don't have to worry about her going out and saying anything stupid to sabotage my movie. This actress will never get old. You know, she'll never get fat. She'll always stay however it is that we want to present her as an image, and it'll be there for a lifetime. That is going to replace all of these Hollywood, because it's showing now, like they saying Hollywood is straight crashing out, but it's going to replace that, and people are going to be happy with it. And I was having this conversation with Bear, and he was sitting there like, oh, well, you know, nobody's going to sit and watch a movie that's AI. I was like, bullshit, we watch movies now that are CGI. I was like, I can't tell you how many times I watched Endgame. I was like, half the motherfuckers in there wasn't real.
Yeah, that's always funny to me when I look at like their behind the scenes things, and it's just like it's just like they just performing. It's just a big ass blue screen behind them, and they all just doing all of this
with
stuff.
Ping pong balls.
Yeah, it's just a big blue screen behind them, and yeah, that's all funny. But what I didn't know what she said, and for other people that may not. Like the biggest thing she said, she posted, she said, made Trump supporters and Trump voters and Trump himself never know peace. Then she later apologized, saying that she let her emotions get the best of her and didn't intend to contribute to negativity.
Your publishers came in.
Yeah, absolutely. Disney called her ass and like, yo.
They sent out somebody to her personally.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Disney
Say,
don't play like that.
Hey, dumb bitch, you fucking shit up.
And then she was talking about the original story being dated, and Prince literally stalked Snow White.
Disney shows, those original Disney stories.
But they were already getting a little shit once they people found out that they weren't gonna actually hire little people to act in the movie.
Oh yeah, that was the other
thing. Them with a bunch of CGI. Yeah,
stuff. Like you're taking away jobs, and now you know you're trying to use,
because they didn't want to offend anybody, and you did the exact opposite. And I saw people were giving shit to Peter Dinklage about that, because they felt like, especially there's a comedian, Brad Williams. He's a little person, and he'd be like giving shit like, man, fuck Peter Dinklage. It's like he does all this shit talking about, you know, like just the amount of roles that are available for little people and stuff. And he was like, he doesn't like those types of roles. When in the whole time, like, yo, that's how you got into Hollywood in the first place.
Right.
And so he was saying like, yo, you feel like you walked through the door and then you shut the door behind you. So it's like, it was okay for you to use those roles to break into Hollywood, and now you can start doing roles that are not little person roles. But now you just said there should be no such thing as little people roles anymore.
Right.
Like
fuck
we
everybody else.
Like we can't have L's and dwarves and stuff.
Like even down to people that's a little bit disfigured. Like there are roles for you. There are zombie movies, horror films, you know, all the other stuff. You know, it's all a part of that. Like production, effect, and all the other stuff. Like it is road for you.
Yeah. So basically, Peter Dinklage is the Al Sharpton of midgets.
I don't think you can say that word anymore. They don't like.
Wait,
that.
what? I'm from the '70s.
Yeah, well, this ain't the '70s though. This is the
marketing,
the 22nd century now.
Shorter individuals than this shit, nigga. I'm what? 5? I'm a midget. I can say that shit. This is just like me calling myself.
But you're behind the camera.
You're right.
You're right. You so can who can argue? I'm sorry. Let's ask this: are both of you taller than I am?
Yes.
Okay, then. There are children that you know that are taller than me. Both of you have them, so yes. So I'm not that.
We're not gonna debate.
But okay, so back to my point about the AI taking jobs. This would be a perfect example.
No, it's actually an absolutely perfect example.
Yeah, of them taking jobs, because now you have again Peter Dinklage or Rachel Zegler saying something stupid that people didn't like. They got offended by it. And again, AI won't make that mistake.
Well,
And-
people didn't get offended with the with stuff Peter Dinklage was, just other actors actresses who were little people, and they were like, yo, you making people feel like they shouldn't make these roles anymore. Like they should, when they write movies, don't write a role for, that calls for a little person in it, because that's demeaning to the little people.
Yeah, but it's affect everybody. It doesn't just affect the actors. It affects the people behind the scene, the stunt doubles, all the other stuff.
It's it's
that
hella
goes
jobs
into play. Like your crew that you bring in,
That's what Brad was saying. He was saying like, yo, when you like get rid of these jobs, especially with the Snow White thing, it's like that's seven main actors acting jobs that are gone. That's 7 backup actors jobs that are gone. There's 7 stunt doubles that are gone. If they were doing stunts, I don't know if they were doing any stunts in Snow White.
All the auditions gone.
It's like it's like 18, 20 jobs that are just gone all of a sudden, because you don't want to offend anybody by putting an ad, looking for little people to act in this movie.
Yeah, because and you take away the naturalness of it. Only they know how to walk. CGI, like, no, that's not how we walk.
Right. Probably got one little person in the studio and be like, hey, did this look right to you?
It takes away all of that.
But also, like you said too, it's like it takes away from the original of it. I mean, the original was 7 Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. It's like, so did nobody get offended when fucking dwarfs was on The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings, even though they weren't real dwarfs, but still, it's like that was the whole concept of it.
No, I think that if they were to do that now, it would have been an issue. It would be an issue. The fact that they got people who weren't actual little people to play those roles, it would be an issue now.
Yeah, but do you think some of these actors they get put in these positions definitely need to have some type of playbook that they follow? Don't talk about this. Don't talk about that. And
because they stupid as fuck too.
And you go out there, you represent the production, the casting, everybody. You are the reason why everybody's getting paid. You are the star. You are the star in this movie. You're the reason why we got film people here getting paid, audio, lighting. Like, it's just like, hey.
Absolutely.
Keep it cordial until after the movie.
Just like the thing with John Cena. When he went out there, he said, I don't remember what it was. That he said
something about China.
Yeah, he said something about John Cena. He said something about China. And no. He referred to, damn it, I'm drawing a blank, but there's a country that wants to be their own country. Taiwan. He referred to them as a country. And China's like, they ain't no fucking country. That's a part of China. So they took offense to that. I think it was when he was doing a promo for one of the Fast and Furious movies that he was in.
I must have missed that one. Wow.
Yeah, he was doing the promo and stuff, and he referred to Taiwan as a country, and China was like, yeah, y'all not finna play out. Y'all not Fast and Furious not finna play in China, because we don't recognize, like, you're recognizing Taiwan as his own country when they are our country and they trying to separate from us. So he had to double back. He came on and apologized, speaking perfect Mandarin.
Yeah. And then the motherfucker showed up naked. They put his butt ass naked on the
do that ritual.
Thing. Yeah, he had to do the ritual. You gotta go clean that shit up, nigga. They need to see your ass.
Oh man,
they need to see your ass on stage.
But do you think the power that be, or society, or woke, or whatever we want to call it now, the people that control what we see and all the other stuff, are getting a little bit too out of hand? Like, it just, because sometimes I think, because you're trending or woke or whatever, it could be a make or break. You can be the judge and the executioner. Because remember James Comey, the African guy? Is that his name?
The name sounds familiar, but I don't know.
That's the FBI dude.
The guy that was in another country, and he was doing a bunch of propaganda and a bunch of stuff like that. And in the city of Chicago, they had his name plastered up everywhere, and they said on whatever date, June 12th, we want to make this guy name famous throughout the entire world, so he can get.
How long ago was this?
Man, it was like maybe back in 2012 or something like that.
Yeah, I smoked too much weed.
Oh man.
I couldn't remember.
But they made his name known throughout the entire world just so he can get arrested. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow!
But now, well, to answer your question, I think it's a pendulum. It's like I remember having conversations with him about like even the political climate. I think with that, it's a pendulum. Like it's swinging. Well, it was starting to swing super far to the left. Right. You can't do anything. Yeah. And then eventually it's going to swing. It's going to swing way too far to the right to where it's there. So, I don't know what that looks like, but I'm pretty sure
it's going to look crazy.
It's going to be fucked up just like this year.
I would definitely advise that. Buy guns because of the position that we in. And what you were talking about earlier is like, are we that programmed? The answer is yes, because
absolutely.
It's like now it's gotten to the point it's way worse in terms of like how it used to be, because you were limited. You had your access to information was limited, which was access to brainwashing was limited. But now it's like you wake up in the morning, the first thing that you do is click onto your phone. You being fed bullshit. And people are too lazy and too stupid to go look up shit for themselves to find out what the real truth is. And not only that, disconnect from it. So where I stand as a person now and understanding that it's a fucking game, it's like it's a fucking game and you're just being toyed with. And the perfect way to ask this question is like, go ask somebody when you start talking about politics or something. It's like, why are you getting so emotional about it? If it's politics and people that rant and rave, whether it was about Charlie Kirk or Donald Trump or whoever, it's like, why do you get so fucking mad about it? Why do you get upset to the point where you talking about you would go punch a motherfucker in the face, somebody that you don't know? The only thing that you know about them is that they disagree with you somehow. And therefore I have to take out in some type of form of violence or about it, or I get emotional build up over about some shit that I have no control over. These people don't even know that you exist. The politician could give a shit less about what you do on a day-to-day basis just because they are getting paid. They are getting their paychecks, and they have to stay in that position in order to get their paychecks. They don't give a fuck about what it is that you do, what your kids do, or any of that shit. Mm-hmm. So it's just amazing to me. It's like how people get so involved and so worked up about a process that doesn't include them. So with that said, I begin to look at every politician or both parties as just being comic book character bad guys, and I would start to side with them, especially with the Republicans. It's just because they have a better gameplay. It's not right by a long shot. It's all fucked up. Everybody does fucked up shit. But if I was sitting there watching Super Friends, I would root for these motherfuckers because at least they have a game plan.
Yeah, like I think like we touched on this before, and I was just like, the reason why people get so upset and so emotional is because they attach it to their identity. They attach that political party that they, that either they chose to be or they grew up in or whatever the case. It no longer becomes. I mean, it doesn't stay as just politics. This is attached to who I am, and if you oppose, this thing that I'm attaching to who I am, then you are opposed to me.
Yeah,
you're attacking me personally because this is me. This is who I am, and it doesn't make sense to me. I mean, like I get the that you can feel strongly about certain things and you can have principles and a set of morals and things that guide, the way that you look at the world and the way that you interact and move around. I get all of that, but at the end of the day, it's like you don't have to attach this ideal to yourself and make that your personality. Everything, like the first thing that you do when you wake up is you thinking about, what Donald Trump said to piss you off, or what, Gavin Newsom said to piss you off, or what AOC or anybody. It's
Chuck
like
Schumer.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter.
Nancy
Both sides of the
Pelosi.
fence. It's like they wake up and that's
Jasmine Crockett.
Yeah, I'm like, that's what they do. Is like they want to find something to be mad about because they think that anytime somebody says something opposed to what they said, they are attacking them personally. And that's why they attach it to themselves. And it's like at that point, it's like you really can't argue with them about it because it's like it's nothing you can say.
Right.
That's like,
And I think that's more self-identity then. Because if you got to attach yourself to something else in order to feel like something, that's a deeper problem. That ain't no regular shit. People that sit there and do that, that's not normal. So it's not normal for anybody. I don't give a fuck who's listening, but it's not normal for you to sit there and identify yourself with a bunch of people you don't know. That to me is fucking nutball shit. I would never go identify with any nigga. I don't care if it's down the block. I don't know you. I don't know what you're capable of. I don't know what your mentality is. I don't know what you eat for breakfast. I don't care. But to sit here and say, I'm identify you nigga because we black, fuck you. Hey, if I did get a black card, like I said, I'm sending that motherfucker back and get my credit score up.
I think it's like taking community and turning it up to like 100. It's like I can identify with the sense of community, and having sharing culture with people. But I'm like, I get that, but then like it's a difference between having that community and identifying with the culture and attaching ideals and ideas to your core. Like that's a different thing, and those are two different levels, and it's just.
But do you think it's too much plays into the tribalism things?
No, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Because it goes like the tribalism is all the way from when we were picking berries and shooting deer with bow and arrows. It's like, hey, this is my community of people. I know these people, and anybody over there. They competing with us for these resources.
No, that's what it was.
But the thing is about tribalism, right? Because what do you guys think of the? I'm not trying to attack black women, but I have to say it. Like, what do you think of the black women that come out and try to, when you see these videos like, hey, I'm a black girl, you're a white girl, you can't be wearing braids in your hair. That's only a black thing. Like, do you think tribalism is getting that far to where we can't even, what they call it, appropriated cultural
appropriation. I don't think so. I think that's just ignorance.
Yeah.
And because my only response to that would be to go look at Scandinavia.
Yeah.
Wait, what's in Scandinavia?
The Vikings. Yeah, who've been braiding their hair since
Vikings, the Indians. But
Vikings have been putting braids in their hair for centuries. Look at China. China been braiding their hair for centuries.
Yeah, I know for a fact. All three of us, we can go to a Hispanic fest. We can put on a sombrero, and we'll all be like, "Hey!" Everybody will be like,
"You can't now."
Yeah,
start looking at you now and be like, "No, you culture appropriating."
I tell y'all niggas, y'all missed the '90s. It was a club in Milwaukee called
I remember doing that, going to other places like now.
But to what you saying, just with that, what you were just saying, I actually seen a video where there was a white guy. He put on a poncho and a sombrero. And he went on these college campuses and he was asking people, like the students.
I know what you're talking about.
He was like, hey, do you find my outfit offensive? People who weren't Hispanic or Mexican. And they were like, yeah, I think it's racist, it's offensive because you're not Mexican. So why do you have on this stuff? So then he went to somewhere else. I don't remember exactly where it was, but it was people like Hispanic people, Mexicans. I think I don't know if it was like a Mexican restaurant or something, but they were Mexican people. He was asking him, he's like, hey, do you find my outfit offensive? And they were like, no, man, that's a nice hat. Where you get that hat from? And he was like,
yeah,
it's nice. Like, I like it. Like, because I know there's nothing offensive about it. You wearing clothes. It's clothes.
I know it plenty of times. I went to the African Fest and I see a white person walk up and they got on some African shirt and black motherfuckers like, the fuck is this guy doing?
Probably from South Africa.
But why do we have to be like that?
Because we stupid. Oh, quick question, throwback to the first comment as far as black women. I think black women on this planet got it the worst out of everybody. Absolutely. And it is fucked up. And that needs to be recognized first and foremost, is that for black women, out of everybody that got screwed, y'all got screwed the worst. Then it's black men. And then you can start going up the ladder. But I just want to go back to that because when you said that,
it's an important thing to say.
Yeah, you said that, it's based out of ignorance, and it is. And it's like, I just know in my timeline, I can retract some steps back to when like, yeah, niggas probably shouldn't have did that shit to where we are now, which is like really fucked up. It's really fucked up.
Because they'll get so offended, but then when somebody point out, why are you going to the store spending $300 to have the Asian persuasion hair or white hair or blonde hair, but I can't braid my hair. Like it was it get real heated.
Yeah.
I think
That goes back to the identity thing, which you said earlier. It goes back to identity. I was like, if you think about it, if you go back to the days of slavery and that whole progression that led us to here, the black slaves that were brought here and raised generations of black, we had no identity. The only identity that we had at that point was being slaves. So to come out of a mentality like that, I don't know what it takes. I mean, I'm pretty sure for a lot of people that was a hell of a
that goes back to always bringing it up in political conversation. Like that's the topic of the conversation. They want to keep you in that mindset. Like why is that? Like why do we have to? Man, we talking about cars, we talking about football, or you know, like why bring up racism? Like, you know, it just.
But if
sometimes it get overwhelming.
If that's the identity really that you were given, because it wasn't nothing that somebody, you know, came up and thought of, like, hey, this is my identity to be a slave. No, you were given that identity to be a slave. You just chose to keep it. And again, that goes back to where people have to identify with groups. It's like, no, you have to identify as an individual first. And that's what's more, when you identify as an individual, and like how you were talking about with community, then you have the ability to go seek out the community that which you are best fit. You just don't go to a community because it's there. You go to the community that has your motherfucking same principles and same ideals, and now I become part of this community.
Not just because they look like you.
Right. And I don't give a shit who's in it. You can have purple polka dotted motherfuckers running around. If they out there doing what they supposed to do, and I'm contributing, I'm part of that community.
I agree, but I feel like sometimes, you know, black people are the one to say you can't do that. You can't come into our culture, you know. But I can go to the Greek fest, drink some beer, get some sausages or whatever the case. Hey, we all having a good time.
Yeah.
But the other way around,
baklava.
it was like, oh,
Oh, hey, you ever have baklava? I give you peace. Come here.
God, man,
It's
like,
good.
You ever had that? That's how I got
It's
introduced to
just
baklava.
like, why is it only
It's
on?
good stuff. It's very good, flaky.
I think that's still, it's kind of back similar to like what Muhammad Ali was saying when he went on.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Was it Howard Cosell or something? I don't remember who it was, but he was talking about. He's like, if I see 100 snakes coming down the aisle at me, but 10 of them want to do right, do I risk letting those 90 snakes come in and biting me just so I can let these 10 good snakes come in? I feel like it's still that same thing, and it has merit, and at the same time, it's still, I don't necessarily agree with it, because I'm like if anything, we should be learning from one another instead of completely trying to isolate ourselves. But I do think that we, as far as community goes, I feel like we should be focusing on getting our shit together as a community.
That shit is gone.
I mean,
it's gone.
I ain't saying it's
never gonna happen again. You guys have
like,
your chance. You fucked it up.
It's gonna be an easy thing. I don't think it's gonna be an easy thing by a long shot.
And let me tell you, and because I'm somebody, hey, trust me, I did my due diligence. Fuck this shit, because it's to the point now that's never going to happen. And the reason it is not is because you would have to convince 2 generations, not just the current one, but the one from prior to that, to do the right thing. You do not have enough time. You do not have enough education materials. You do not have enough fucking magic and wishful thinking to actually pull that off, because you are not going to get a group of people like there were back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s to come together on one page to make a movement forward that will benefit them.
And even if you have to do the whole generation.
Oh yeah.
I think you can start in like not necessarily like I said, not necessarily generationally. I'm talking about geographically. I feel like you can start, a community, like a physical community, like a neighborhood, and get this neighborhood, pull them up together and get the shit together and cleaned up or whatever. And like I said, it ain't something that can just be done.
Well, let me ask you,
it's gonna take a while.
Does the neighborhood contain more than 10 people?
Ideally, it would.
Have you ever been around 10 niggas and tried to order a pizza?
Me?
Anybody? I've been around
never
maybe
attempted
4 or
to do that.
5. Right. And motherfucking pizza was the last thing that we got. So if you're talking about building a
That's
community,
human beings. I don't think that. I don't think
well,
that's-
we-
Yeah, but I
no,
think
no.
I think
When
once
we're
you get
talking
10
about
people of any race or agree
But-
to
but
one
see,
getting one thing.
But this is back to my point. If you're talking about teaching a community to get a community built, and in this day and age, if it's a black community, say you took off a 10 square block area on any south side of Chicago, we can go to Grand Crossings. And that's probably like the roughest spot to start. But it's a community. You want to build this community up and you're going to get 10 square blocks, that shit wouldn't happen.
Like
Between black people?
Yeah.
Like I said, you gotta start. I think
Man,
ideally,
That's
you
just
have to
being
start
honest.
off-
That's
no,
being
absolutely.
honest.
But I
Yeah.
think it still has to be starting off small and grow. Like I don't think you can just take those 10 blocks all at once and fix it up. You start off with one block and then go to the next block, and then like I think it's a lot of shit you gotta go through to get it done, and it ain't gonna be a 2-week process.
And let me just
But
say this.
I
but
think it's
still
kind of.
don't- I don't think I'm not of the mindset that it's something that could never happen.
Okay,
I
and
think
let me say this
it could
real
just
quick.
Take a lot of work to do.
And then you go, but this goes back to my crackhead comment. Is that when the crackhead is on crack, it's up to them to make that decision. If you go to a community and a neighborhood, it is up to those people that are in that community in those neighborhoods. They would need to have a want for change. Meaning
No,
that-
absolutely.
yeah. So if you don't have that amongst it's like trying to form a football team. If you don't have that amongst the community, then it's not going anywhere.
I'm not proposing that.
No, I know.
That
I'm
you
just
could
saying.
get I'm saying I'm not proposing that you could even go with like a five block square radius or whatever. I'm not proposing that everybody in that 5 block will be able to, that you would be able to convince everybody to stop throwing shit on the ground and stop, just the destructive behavior. I'm not proposing that. I'm proposing that you find the people who do want this to happen and get them to start doing it, and get the people who don't want that to happen out of the area.
How you
And
do?
then you
Ice.
But
Hey,
then
you
when
do it how
people,
you do it how you what's the name?
I didn't realize what you said.
Yeah, no, I got what you said as well. I ignored it on purpose. I intentionally ignored it. But it's things that can be done, because your brother was telling me one time that one of his neighbors was going, they was doing all types of shit in the house, and he was just like, yo, this is a fucking issue. I'm like, my kid is on the way. At the time, I believe this was the time his kid was on the way. He's like, my kid is on the way. Got my wife in here. It's like, yo, I don't want to live next to this. And found out that these people were renting, and they just fucking tearing up the house and like just they're not cooperating with the way that things should be
I
done.
think it's the
And he talked to a couple other people on the block, and they all got together, and they was like, yo, we got to get these motherfuckers out of here. They called the alderman. I don't know.
Yep.
I think it was. They called the alderman and was like, yo, this is what's been happening. We've been taking reports, keeping track of all of this stuff. We want them out of here. And they got them out. They got them up out of there. Got the sheriff.
Yeah, I think it is
like, yo, y'all out of here.
when it comes to black people,
So I'm like, stuff like that can be done.
I don't want to make it seem like we just attacking black people.
No,
but
absolutely not.
but we got
Right.
he is. We got to talk about the truth. Like, I think a lot of black people, not all, but a lot of black people let their emotion dictate their reaction.
This is true.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they have to drop that. I gotta say it. That slave mentality. Like,
It's
majority of
less than a slave mentality, it's a victim mentality.
That's what it
Yo,
is,
I'll
and that's why I refuse to believe.
Yeah, a victim mentality, because like nowadays, like, can you get a bunch of black people in the area to try to get things done? You can, but then I think we do see that, because we do see some of these community leaders trying to do the same thing. But what usually end up happening? Reverend Jesse Jackson Jr. going to jail for fraud, stealing all the money. Like,
Ooh, that one motherfucker that I do not like. I had to search high and low for a nigga that I just can't stand. That fucking Umar Johnson nigga.
Omar is fucking
and
hilarious.
That ain't even hilarious.
He's fucking hilarious to me.
like. And I know it's a lot of black people that listen to Dr. Umar Johnson, and
I don't call him a doctor.
and
That's just at this point
some of the stuff.
fucking doctor.
I'm like,
I don't agree with him, but his delivery is humorous to me.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
sometimes
so,
I'm like, man,
so ridiculous that it's funny.
You talking that good talk, but then when you go way left, when you trying to say,
Still ain't got that school built.
man, I wanted to say that. Yeah, he still ain't got that school bill. What the
No, they say he said they seized this.
Yeah, like what do you think that means, Dr. Umar Johnson? Like, yo, this shit gone. Like, you took all the people money, and now you trying to have people pay you $500 to go on a date or a dinner conversation, and he picked the place. What if he picked McDonald's?
Yeah, that's just stupid. And you know what? To me, it's just one of those things where this is why we can't do anything. And I'm not knocking, because I know for a fact there are organizations out there that do things for black people, and it's like as quiet as kept. They doing them undercover because they want results rather than the spotlight. But when you get somebody like this dude, man, he sat up there and sold people. There was a movie out back in the day called Cotton Comes to Harlem, and the main character of the movie was played by Calvin Lockhart, and dude character was trying to get everybody money in order to get this boat to take everybody back to Africa. So they were going to set up this plot of land in Africa, and everybody was donating. So, you know, this was the move. So everybody was doing, but that's what dude reminded me of when I heard it, or when I first started, and I knew it immediately. It wasn't even like, I'm going to hear this dude out. Yeah, he said some things that were, had some truth to it, but it wasn't any different from what everybody else was saying. It was just that when he started throwing this sideline shit in there, I'm like, wait, hold on, dude. This is like fucking Cotton Comes to Harlem. And sure as shit, it's like, this is exactly what this dude is. But black people are so quick to fall and believe for this black is righteous and black is black is black and we all for black thing. Is that, okay, now you stuck. Now that was a $1.6 million that could have went to another one of these organizations that tried to help dude actually build the school. And not only that, when you have outside people looking in, like, these niggas can't do shit.
Like, yeah, whenever it is our turn, you get people on the outside looking like, I thought y'all had it, but now, because I heard the school, he didn't even have the school registered in his name or some shit like that. Like, what the hell? Like doctor. Oh well, if you a black man and you dating anything other than a black queen, you're a detrimental to the black community. Like, what the fuck is that?
That's what he lost me at.
Like, what the hell?
Originally, that was the first thing that I heard him say. That I was just like, yeah, this dude is he ain't all that. Like, because it's crazy because
wait a second,
it's such a big thing.
You ain't never heard that?
No, I just thought about it. His academy is Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey School.
Yeah.
Frederick Douglass was married to a white woman.
I don't know.
Ooh, look it up.
I don't know. I think he said he's a descendant of one of them, right?
Yeah,
it's Marcus Garvey. Then that motherfucker.
He's like very.
I think he said
Frederick. Oh, hold on, my bad.
But you know, we should be careful, y'all.
But
you know, this is one of the black people's, leaders. Like,
no,
black people.
I don't think so.
I don't give a fuck. Black
No, I
people
don't think
kiss,
so.
man. I'm sick of
We
black
gonna.
And
You
think
shouldn't
so.
be
He,
talking about Dr. Umar Johnson. He didn't do it so much. I'm like, what? Like what?
No, I'm
know
sure
how
he's
he-
done. I'm sure he's done things. He ain't did nothing to affect me directly. So that's why I don't.
I ain't been hearing
That's
about
why
it.
I'm not familiar with it. But when I was saying, I'm like, that's like the first thing that I noticed, and I was like, yeah, I'm not with this.
Yes, Frederick Douglass married a white woman, Helen Pitts, in 1884. His second marriage after his first wife, Anna, passed away.
I'm sure that somebody's brought that up to him before,
Yeah.
and he's had a rebuttal for it. I'm pretty sure. There's no way that he can say the stuff that he says and use their names like that without knowing that, and
Well, that's
not have a
That
crafted
doesn't make
rebuttal
any
for
sense.
it.
Like,
But yeah, I'm like,
I'm gonna name that motherfucking school the Sidney Poitier Richard Pryor Academy because
could you imagine?
I was never on that. Oh, you should only date your own race type shit. Like, I'm like, personally, I couldn't picture myself marrying, outside of my race, but it's more of a culture thing. I'm like, I would prefer to have, be with somebody that, I can relate to on a cultural level outside of just like regular shit that's going on. Like, what Denzel was saying as far as when they
That hot comb.
Yeah, the hot
Oh,
comb.
yeah.
It was like, I was like, I know you know, and you know, and she
Denzel know.
what it smelled like when a hot comb go through through some hair.
That shit smell like fresh burning crack.
He was like, they were saying like Martin Scorsese. Hey, it was like Martin Scorsese. He could, but it's a culture thing. It's not race. So I'm thinking, but that's what my whole thought.
But to let a culture
that,
dictate, and then to me, is I'm at this point, this stage in life. It's like all this culture and all this other shit. I was like, it's beginning to seem kind of stupid to me because I look at a lot of astronomy, and I got caught at this one point where I caught this video and I thought it was interesting after they launched the James Webb telescope. Right, so they sent this telescope out, and this was able to see way more than the Hubble telescope was.
Oh yeah, that shit is finding all types of stuff
That
out
shit
there.
is fucking nuts.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you have never seen this shit before, dude, they got to redo the theory of the Big Bang theory is because this telescope is finding shit to change their minds on it.
Yeah, they're saying that it possibly happened multiple times. Like it was like a ricochet. Like if something exploded out and then eventually
It is one of the newest ones
that
they sent out. Like the newer
one of the newest.
That's the most recent one that America had.
Yeah.
Was it America? No,
Yeah.
I think it was multiple countries.
No, this was
I know
U.S.
I know India just sent one out too, right?
I believe so. And Europe sent one out a couple of years ago, the Euclid.
Yeah, but the James Webb is the most powerful one so far.
So this thing is seeing into different galaxies, and they did an example. This dude said if he were to take our universe and put it in the size of a Cheerio, right? The size of a Cheerio, he said, based off the universes that they are now able to see, this is just with this telescope that, we
Galaxies.
that we are able to see. They would fill up 355 Olympic-sized swimming pools with Cheerios, each Cheerio representing a galaxy that we are able to see. Yeah. And that's only to the extent that we're able to see. That doesn't count the shit that we can't see because light still hasn't gotten to us yet to register it as. So you think of all that shit and then boil it all the way back down to our galaxy. Out of the trillion and billions of stars that are floating around just in our galaxy alone, to get to this little fucking planet floating in the middle of fucking nowhere, to sit that I'm going to be worried about what somebody says against who I marry or who I fuck with. And I was like, it kind of puts it on the scale of stupid shit, and that's right up there with it.
But I mean, you can apply that to anything.
Yeah, you could, but I mean, let's
not
just
that I'm disagreeing. I agree with you 100%. But
I'm just
like
saying.
But
when you narrow it down and you sitting there and you looking at somebody that you may possibly have to go through the rest of your life with, I was like, culture is not going to matter to me as it is the dependency that I have upon this person, the love that I share with this person, the commonality that we have as individuals with this person. The last thing I'm gonna think of is what the skin tone of this person is, or how they got through life. I'll be more satisfied with the fact that I know that this person got my back 100%, and that's saying a lot about a lot of motherfuckers with my skin tone. So,
I mean, like that's 100%. I'm like, it still boils down to preference. I just don't think that you should be,
making comments like that. And shit.
You can make whatever fucking comment you want, but I don't think that you should feel a certain type of way about a person because of they decided to marry somebody who wasn't of the same race.
He get up there and be passionate. He be yelling and he be all emotional with it.
But that's just
like, fucking idiot.
That's just theatrics to for the
he's
for the
a
show.
fucking idiot.
But he do entertain those snow
yelling
bunnies. He do entertain those snow bunnies.
I bet if one of them bust up with a check to buy that motherfucking thing out and get it out of fucking layaway, he'll take that check.
Buy your school, doctor. Buy your school.
But this is a good segue to one of the other questions I had. So it's a thing going around where people are they're saying that marriage contracts should have an expiration date on them, just like any other contract.
Hell yeah.
Because any type of legal document, unless it specifies otherwise, it has an expiration date.
That shit should be like a car loan.
So they were saying that it should only, you should have to renew your marriage license every 4 years, every 5 years or something in order to stay married. What do you think about that?
I say yes, only because of all the scrutiny that men's face in society and how we see how it's still issues on both sides. You should not rush and jump and get married to somebody you ain't even know a year. And you get these people that get married in 2 weeks and 3 weeks. I think who's the girl? Candace Owens got married in like 2 weeks or something. I heard or something like that. Yeah. Like, cause you're young and dumb and you do stupid things, or you're being forced by your parents to get married because you had a baby out of wedlock or whatever the case may be. But then now, you stay with that person for 5 years, not even getting to know that person, but now you are while you're married, and you find out you don't like that person, but you got to get separated. But now this guy got to pay $800 a month in alimony because y'all went past that 5 year mark.
Shit, $800, you getting off cheap.
Oh man. But I don't know. I mean, I think it should.
I'm saying you think it's a good idea.
I think it's a good idea. Whatever that number may be, it should probably be 10 years.
Think so?
Yeah, it shouldn't. It shouldn't be 5 or 2. It should be a long time because you got people that are together 20 years, not even married.
But I mean, if you stay together, then you just keep renewing.
You good?
Well, what you think though? Yeah.
And as far as term limits, I think that it would depend on the individuals, because different people have different goals in life and kind of like how they, see. A lot of people take careers serious. I know when my oldest sister first got married, that was their game plan, because both of them had these real, big careers, and they didn't want to get, tossed off of those careers. So they were scheduled for 10 years.
Meaning what?
Meaning that they were going to renew their vows after 10 years, depending on their situation. And if they felt that, it was still working out, then they would stay married. But if not, then they were going to walk away even split, like nobody getting the arguments or nothing like that. So, but they now just wound up, I forgot. They've been married since 1986. How many years is that? It's a lot. 29, something like that.
No, that's more than that.
But I think it's more of a.
This is.
Do you think it would be better when they both sign a license? It'll say on there.
So
renew after 5 years, renew after or whatever.
Personally, I'm thinking, I don't think it's a good thing, because I feel like that's not what marriage is. I feel like if you are going to be married, if you're going to take the step to become married, the whole point is you're becoming married. You're becoming one. Mm-hmm. And there should be not saying that there won't be, shit don't happen, obviously, but there should be no separation of that. Like it's like you welding two forging two types of metal together. It's like you can't put, 1080 steel and 1020 steel, weld them together. Once you marry them, it's it. But if you decide to put, a time stipulation on that, I feel like it becomes something different. It's not a marriage. It's a temporary partnership.
Well, I know based on the law, the marriage is a contract between you, your partner, and the state. I know there's a difference between when you have a different type of contract that's on the Bible. I believe I forgot what it was called when you get married based upon the words in the Bible versus a legal document. But from a legal document standpoint, I mean, it's kind of like, what are those? Like, why are you getting married? As you say, why are you getting married if you're going to renew it in 5 years? But people already do that already. At least back in the day, hey, we're renewing our marriage. Like you said, like every 4 years.
No, absolutely.
Because
I'm it's a good thing to do. I'm like, that's how we're running ours. My marriage is like, 10 years, like we're going to be 10 years next year.
Damn, congratulations.
We're going to be 10 years. Yeah. No, we talk about it all the time. Then we're going to be 10 years next year. And it's
but do you think it should be an option?
I think it.
Well, I'm sorry. I think.
But no, I'm saying. I was saying we're gonna renew our vows, because we have like you said your sister did. Like we check in. Like, yo, okay, look, this is this is how much we've been through. We did all of this 10 years. You ready to do another 10 years? Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's do it. But at the same time, I think there's a difference when you put it in like the paperwork, as far as it's like a prenup, but I feel like it's deeper than a prenup.
You mean
an expiration date?
Do you mean just the license? I'm thinking you're talking about just the license part.
So from what the argument was the whole thing. Like the license, the contract, the relationship, everything.
Oh no!
Like when you you get married with the intention of, hey, it's gonna expire. I'll just say 5 years. It's an even number, not even, but you get just 5 years. In 5 years, our marriage is gonna expire, and we have to renew it. And if we don't renew it, then we're no longer married.
If you're feeling some type of way, but if you're talking about just changing how the license work.
I think that was what the argument was. Like,
but you're talking about the whole thing.
Yeah, so I'm like, it's going deeper than just coming to an understanding. Like, okay, this is how our marriage has been for the past X amount of years. I'm like, do we need to fix some stuff up? Are we cool? Do we need to go, or do we just be like?
I think it all depends on how that person feel. Like some people do get married and they be married for 7 years, 8 years, and then it get washy. And then
absolutely,
yeah, and then
but I think that's different than going into it with the intent.
No,
with the intent of, hey, this is going to expire. This is a temporary contract. I'm like, no, that's not what marriage is. I feel like that's something different, and it has nothing to do with religion whatsoever. I'm like, I give a shit what religion has to say about marriage. I'm like, I'm with this person because
you can't have a baby out of wedlock,
right? But this is who I'm choosing to be with for the rest of my life. Yeah. That's what marriage is supposed to be about.
Based off of
the next 4 years.
Based off of what you're talking about, it sounds like it's more of an individual choice, which would lead to everybody else. So your individual choice tells you that marriage is something that, like you said, you're building towards that. It's like that's something that you personally say, I'm with my team, let's go and hit it. But as to somebody else, say like how you mentioned earlier, people that get married within a few weeks or a few months of meeting an individual, maybe they don't have that same type of mentality and that devotion to be married,
and that shouldn't be marriage.
Yeah, you're right, but it's like you're right. Do it, but people do it anyway.
Yeah, I get that.
And then your ass wind up on Dateline or Snapped and shit. Like, I never, she would never poison them and feed them
on family.
I didn't realize you're saying the whole thing. I thought you were just making a claim of just the document license part. I mean.
They're talking about it as a whole, like a whole thing.
Been with that person for 5 years and y'all get married, like no, you gotta stick that shit out unless you end up killing the person. No,
Dateline, it's not. But I do not condone.
As far as if we're just talking about the option on the license itself, it's kind of like I will say because there are some dumb people that get married in 2 weeks. A lot of dumb people
get married.
Yeah, I think it would be all right,
and then it'll be all right. But if you going into it like, hey, well, how we gonna be in 5 years? Let's click the 5 year mark on the paper. Like no,
I would never recommend it to young people, and I would say simple reason is that look, as you go through life, I don't care how old you are. When you start out, you think one thing, but as you get older, you start to think different things, and you start to take different paths. That's just for yourself, right? So you still figuring yourself out, and there's a lot of changes, and shit happens, and people think differently as they get older, and there's nothing wrong with that because we all grow. The trick is trying to do that and still work with another person that's going through the same things. And to have that understanding with that person that you are there for them to help them grow through these situations and work as a team. And that just doesn't apply to most people because when you get married at a certain age, you are still in the process of learning yourself, and you can't make a definite 100%. This is where I'm going to be within the next 10 years. So I would say for the people like yourself that is aware of it, that has a good partner, absolutely, we locking this down and we're going to do it to the, and there's no, I'm 100% because I'm locked into it and it's with your sister. The shit is crazy, but that's the way it is. But that's the mentality that we walked into it. It was like, that's to me the only person that I know 100% that I can count on. But that's me. So the other person that's walking into life, maybe they're in their 20s and they're getting to learn another person, and that they feel that this person might be the one. Then at 25, I don't know what I'm going to be at 35. Nobody does.
So then what's the point of getting married?
You
Why
never
not
know.
just stay? Why not just stay dating until you get to the point where you absolutely know for sure that this is the person?
Now there are also
Oh,
benefits.
yeah.
There are also benefits
outside. That's what I was going to say too. I was like, outside of
benefits
the, it was like you get the tax benefit.
you
get the
definitely
tax
do.
less.
It's the
Because that's how I came into it. That's how I came to look at it now. Because I'm like, to me personally, I'm like the piece of paper that says that, you know, me and my wife are married. I'm like, it's symbolic at this point. I'm like, it really doesn't hold any real value outside of the fact that we can now claim as filing jointly and we get taxed a little bit less. I'm like, my commitment to my wife has nothing to do with this piece of paper. Right. It has to do 100% with me and, you know, my personal commitment. So I'm like, if I say it does. I don't hold any.
I say it does.
What
I'll explain. I say it does because
wait, what it does? What is it?
I say that piece of paper does has a benefit in a way to where you trust that person with your life, because you know you see either a wife or a husband get into an accident and they're on life support, and either your husband or the wife are the one that make that decision to keep you on that life support or not, rather than, you know, your family. You know, it's just like,
well, that's different. I'm talking about emotionally.
Only
like
emotional, yeah.
And the reason why I'm married to this.
Hey,
person.
real quick, I almost cued the music. Man, fuck around and find out you've been in a car accident. Your wife is standing next to the plug.
That is very important, because there are certain people that, you know, well, when you think about all of it, not just the emotional part, there are certain people that are like, hey, like if this person passed away, I get all this money. Like, no, you know, I trust my wife, I trust my husband to make the right choice, whether if it comes to that, or, you know, certain things that's only precious between you and a man and his husband, or a wife and her husband. It just like, even down to like your kids going to the doctor and stuff like that. That's between you and the parent, right. You know. But I know he's talking about the emotional part of it. Like, it's just a piece of paper. Like, it don't really has no weight or bearing. It's just a piece of paper. Yeah.
Yeah, because like, but now it's like in this day and age, it's like marriage has become so. It's like it's a transactional thing now. It's like people aren't, even relationships in general. It's like the first thing people are looking at, you know, when they thinking about a prospective mate, is what can this person offer me? What can this person bring to the table? Yeah. Which is an important thing, but it's just like they're asking that before they even get to know if they like the person or not. It's like, damn, do I even know if I even like you enough to tell you what I bring to the table?
It's a society issue.
Like,
like
I used to.
So that's why I feel like this conversation even came up, because marriage has become so transactional now.
I used to kind of watch the guys on Fresh and Fit.
Those dudes are fucking idiots.
And at first it's just funny, but then now I think they're getting into the point of like, yeah, this shit is getting dumb. I'm not sure if you guys saw the episode where he had all the girls on there, and then he had the white guy on there, and he would let them say the N-word.
Yeah, I seen that.
Oh man, I'm like, dude, like what are you doing? Like,
yeah, I'm not familiar. So
he's one of those guys that's you know, a woman should be in the kitchen, make me a sandwich, blah blah blah. Know her place.
Trying to be on Dateline.
Yeah, he's one of those guys. But
it's deeper than that.
Yeah, it's way deeper.
Like a deep rooted something, like a disdain for women. They, you know what they actually seem like to me? They seem like the dudes that were getting shitted on in high school, and they could never got the chance to date the girl that they wanted to date. And then all of a sudden, I guess they graduated. One of the dudes went to the military or something and had, you know, got buff and started taking care of himself. And now he can get girls now. So now he's like, nah,
he's
fuck
returning
you.
it.
And it's that whole thing.
Half the time when you watch it, you be like, oh, you know, it'd be like, oh, it's kind of funny. But then now, like, I think he's getting into the realm of like,
and then
like he had black women on the show, but he had this one white guy here, and he was letting them call called the host like fucking niggers and shit. I'm like,
to
what the fuck?
from
Yeah,
what
I'm
the
like,
little bit
dude.
that I saw, it was the guy was, I think he's a comedian. He's playing a character or something.
Yeah, something like that.
And I think that's how they justified, like, oh, this is comedy. He's in a character. He's in character, so this not him actually saying it. He's doing a bit. And it's just like, at the end of the day, it's like,
Yeah, and then
no,
some of the black people got up and walk away. But you know,
but he's not doing it. He's not
it
doing
was
it just as in comfort. He's intentionally doing it
Yeah.
to piss people off.
Yeah, he's
And
showing you like, oh, you know, I don't give a fuck about your show or whatever the case may be, or your feelings.
I forget
but
what exactly the because like I don't watch them.
Yeah,
But
I had to.
The girl was upset about something, and it was probably about something that was actually valid because they be having some kind of points, and it be pissing me off because the rest of they shit just be stupid, and then they say something. I'm like, all right, that makes sense. But a lot of the times they pretty much like shitting on like OnlyFans girls and stuff.
they be setting them up.
And like they be calling out their bullshit and their hypocrisy when it comes to them thinking they deserve a certain caliber of man. And they like, how do you think you deserve this type of man when I can go online and I can pay $5 to see your titties right now. But you think that you're gonna get a man that makes over six figures and he's supposed to be faithful to you and pay for your hair and nails and get bags and just spoil you, and anybody can just go online and
see the goods
for free, damn near for $5 a month. I can see your entire body, and you want me to respect you?
But
fuck that.
I think
I'm like,
I mean,
but then but it's so much of the other shit that they say it's just ridiculous. They constantly shit on black women all the time, and it's just like
Samuel Chambers, boy, he was.
I'm like, but like it's content. They do this.
Like, you know who Samuel Chambers is, right?
Samuel Chambers.
Is that his name? Samuel?
Never heard of him.
Oh man, you guys.
How many black dude with the glasses?
Yeah, they be talking down. Is that his name? I forgot.
Something Samuels.
Kevin Samuel.
Kevin Samuel.
Samuel.
I'm sorry, not Tim.
Oh yeah,
Kevin
he was on.
He was rough too.
Yeah, but he was rough. He was a little
realistic.
harsh. Yeah, he was a little harsh with it.
Yeah,
but I mean,
but that was a part of the content, the show.
Yeah,
Like he was speaking truth in
But
the
do they
most
pay him?
disrespectful way.
Do they pay for them interviews?
I don't think so.
Well, I think he
But
had his own
don't
channel.
even- it don't matter because it's content. So he getting paid off of it. They don't got to pay him. He's not. He wasn't.
Yeah, I'd be very wary of anybody that gives out advice like that because, again, like you're just talking about, that's a society thing that's gotten to this point where people can say and do the things that they say and do, and then it's like there's a personal aspect to that as well. But this is just where we are now, and it's just one of those things where you just got to get used to it, or don't, but.
I mean, it's not even a get used to it. I feel like it's what a lot of people should be doing. Just choose the content that you consume.
This is true.
It's like
but
if
they
you
wanna
don't like
complain
something,
about
just
it,
don't watch it. Like that's my biggest thing. I'm like I said, like I don't fuck with them.
Like, but that thing, that's going back to Charlie Kirk.
It don't even show up in my feed no more because I don't fucking click on it.
Like some people, like this whole thing with Charlie Kirk, like some of you guys are choosing to watch it. You're choosing to go watch whatever he says, regardless if it's true or not, and then you choose to get upset because you choose to want to continue to watch it, But then you gotta, if you're gonna watch it, if you're gonna complain about it, educate yourself. Go validate some of the stuff. Go fact check some of the stuff this person is saying, and whether if you agree with it or not. If not.
But yeah,
I was having a conversation with somebody, and they told me that, I watched Charlie Kirk have a conversation with this black dude, and he was talking about all black shit. And I wasn't aware. I was like, I don't know the video. I had watched videos in the past, but it was normally with a college student that he was just giving the flux to. Mm-hmm. But somebody told me, he a racist fuck dude, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, what video is this that he said all this racist shit at? I don't know. It was one of them. He was talking to a black dude. That's not giving me anything. I was like, tell me what was said so I have a better understanding, and maybe I misjudged dude. Maybe he did say some foul shit. But then when the person couldn't tell me what it was that they heard or what he said in exact, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go look this up and find out what dude said because I may have been wrong. So I went and tried to find this information out. I could find nothing. that dude said that was wrong. He said some things about black people which were correct about the father, not having fathers in the hood and how we have our culture and society built nowadays. So it was,
Oh yeah, we know what that's a result
yeah.
of, though.
But it was like he didn't lie about anything. And if you want to hold somebody accountable for saying some shit, I was like, shouldn't you be willing to fix the problem then? If it's so racist, I'm like, dude didn't lie. I'm like, so.
But I think I think that goes to the root of the issue, and the root of our channel is to fact your feelings. Like if you want to have a feeling about something, go do the research to figure out what it is that you're upset about, and judge stuff based off of what the facts is. And I think that's a good place that we could wrap it up because that's what our channel was about.
It is.
That's right.
Fact your feelings.
Fact your feelings.
We catch y'all on the next one.
Sounds good.